Are you deaf?
No,
What?
I'm not deaf, but I didn't hear it because I was coughing.
Oh! I thought maybe it was so loud that like when you're like that's why you said while you were dying. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
No. Well, hello. Welcome to another episode of Honey for Mustache Man. I messed
yeah.
up on the name. It's actually not. It's not. It's the compound. I changed it. So with that being said, hello, Admiral Anna.
Hi everyone. So just a quick thing. If you hear a whole bunch of drunk guys yelling in the background, it's because Arsenal are playing in North London and all the people are coming back now and getting drunk. So I apologize in advance. And hi chat and hello Ryan and Clifton. Good to see you.
Hey.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Clifton, hi Clifton.
Hey. Doing pretty good. It was a fun episode. So I'm looking
Oh
forward to
yeah.
it.
It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Uh, are you? So what's everybody's thoughts on this episode? Let everybody answer at once.
um yeah, well, one of the main things that I remember from the episode was it seemed like they were just randomly going around asking people in this town about Nazis. It's like, don't just go randomly ask people on the street. Like, if it was me and I had nothing to like start with, like the first thing I would be going to is a hair salon. Those women know everything in town.
Yeah, or like a bar. Like a bartender will know all the gossip. They're just like walking up to pedestrians. Like, do you know any Nazis? And it's like, what? No.
We might have to do something unconventional here, because apparently there's only one file, and Microsoft Defender is blocking it. I don't know why, but I bet you I can do some funky stuff here. Give me a second.
Yeah, I thought the episode overall was boring apart from like 10 seconds of
Wow.
it. Which we will get to. Um yeah, some of the stuff I was just not really interested in.
All right, that's fair. Clifton. No, just kidding. Yeah, it was different. And I know I'm kind of talking. Why did
Hey Taylor, good to see you.
Is it?
why did it do that?
I don't know, but we can hear you twice now.
Yeah, that's because
I'm
Ryan
not
can't.
doing that.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta figure out how to. I didn't think this was going to be an issue, but apparently it is. I don't know why Microsoft is not is blocking stuff on my behalf. I don't want you to block anything. Stay out of my business.
Yeah, I had Avira do that. I had to actually allow the website. So
Maybe that's what it is. Wow.
Just don't understand why you can't just do it on Prime. Lord.
well, for me on Prime, every episode cost like €4.
That's why you subscribe to Paramount.
I have Paramount.
It's on Paramount.
It is? I had no
Yep.
idea. Because it doesn't say it for me here in Germany. Hold on.
I could have I could have swore that we talked about this. That Prime blocks it. Blocks
No,
the.
it doesn't. No. Because we literally, like the other week, we tried it on StreamYard and it was streaming.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
but
right. That's right.
No, we didn't try it with you. It was just Clifton and I trying things out.
Well, I remember you saying something because that's how we watched the Crow, wasn't it?
Yep. And Tombstone.
Okay. The heck with it. Hold
I
on.
apologize to anybody watching. Very sorry.
Yeah.
yes, we're doing it live.
We're
Very
like
good.
the most what do you call it? Can't really say that word nowadays. The one that starts with an R.
Well, you could just say disorganized, but that's just me. Um, okay, so let me sign into my Amazon Prime. We'll just do it that way.
I think Ryan just doesn't want to watch the episodes.
Actually, I do.
I think
Why
probably
so we-
because of the same 10 seconds that you want to watch it.
No, I think that he really enjoyed those 10 seconds as well. So therefore, he doesn't want to be.
Doesn't want to admit it. I see.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I just looked. Hunting Hitler for me is not on Paramount, and I would only get it in
Maybe
German.
it's on. Wait, maybe it's on Discovery. I don't know. It's on one of the ones I'm subscribed to, but it's all free for me.
Okay, no. Well, then you pull it up and share it.
No, because I don't want to keep stopping it.
Oh man,
But it's actually like it's really a chore to keep doing that.
I know I do it all the time.
I know, right? So much respect to you. Right, Clifton? It's like so annoying, like pushing the button and you're
Yeah.
just
It is.
Oh,
me
can I pull it up on YouTube? It looks like you might be able to.
guys, again, so sorry if you're watching. Like this was not
Yeah,
planned.
I didn't. It's just the one file that acts really weird like that. I don't know why.
I mean, I have it open like on the TV behind me, like but you know.
It's fine. Hey, you can get it on. You can get it on the YouTube. I'm getting it now.
He didn't look.
Well, it didn't work. Look where.
Too late.
What did you do? Oh, it's
I
way
didn't
too
do
late.
anything.
I don't like you guys. Okay, I did finally find it. So okay,
Well,
I'll plan ahead. I didn't realize the one. So usually there's two or three codecs you can use. This one always throws up a flag, and I didn't realize that because I just
started looking.
Yay! You guys excited?
woohoo!
Cool.
All right. You guys are gonna tell me later you pulled something up and I missed it. It's like
Bob Baer, 21-year CIA veteran and one of the most respected intelligence minds in the world, has spent the last year investigating the fate.
also sorry, chat. Hi, Kathleen, and anybody who's lurking. Appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to everybody who's not watching on Rumble. I don't know why my Rumble is stalled. It's weird. I guess I just don't
No,
talk
but
about.
isn't it usually the aftermath? Like people don't actually watch it during the live. It's after the numbers go up.
I have no idea. I need to take a look at my Rumble. Anyway, but shout out to anybody who's lurking. Thank you for being here. Appreciate y'all. And we finally got the episode up.
Fate of Adolf Hitler at the end of World War II.
Only cost
The
$2,
moment
whatever.
I started looking into this case, it didn't add up. We have no forensic evidence that he died in that bunker. Ignorance is bliss. The public does not want to believe that we lost Adolf Hitler.
Look at that. 14,621 files. It's incredible. I mean, every intelligence agency in the world is looking at this.
Now, with unprecedented access to over 14,000 declassified documents from around the world, Bob has deployed a team of world-renowned experts armed with the most cutting-edge technology to continue his international investigation.
We are completely in uncharted waters. For the first time, we are opening up these files and putting them all together. I want to get to the bottom of this. In fact, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
I really have a hard time now with the dramatization because Hannah's made fun of it so much that every time they act dramatic, I just start to laugh. It's like ruined the show a little bit.
I didn't even think of that. I was actually like, wow, I'm excited for this.
Is that
I
your
didn't-
excited face?
Yeah, like I didn't even think of the like it being dramatic. I just thought it was normal.
It should sound. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing it now because, like, you know how they say that, like, when you don't notice something and then somebody points it out, it's kind of like it's like, oh God, now you
Yeah,
notice it all the time.
stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Previously on Hunting Hitler.
In the context of looking for Hitler's escape route, we are now getting into specifics for the first time. A certain ex-Luftwaffe pilot, Captain Baumgart, swore under oath that he flew Hitler from Berlin on 29 April 1945.
Maybe there really is a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D that we don't know about.
You have here the Führerbunker, just 20 to 25 meters away. I found an exit very close to the bunker.
And just for the record, this is just a recap, and how I know is that literally the same joke as last time popped in my head, where I'd be like, "On Clifton, what's your thoughts on Plan B?" So it's this is just a recap for anybody who missed it. It's not very long, so.
A plane, which was piloted by Hannah Reich, flew out of Berlin from the Brandenburg Gate.
And it looks like it was a runway. It was a makeshift runway.
Hannah Reich, she's able to fly a plane in and out of here on April 28th. Allegedly, on April 29th, Baumgart flies Hitler out of here. But what about these lampposts? How are you going to get wings of an airplane down here?
Sorry. Quick pause. Clifton, can you actually pronounce the lieutenant pilot's surname correctly?
Baumgart.
Yeah, why is he saying Bumgard?
I mean, simple answer. He's an American.
Right?
Yeah,
I just-
we established this last time when Wade kept putting in different languages, and I'd be like, Clifton, help. Like, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to mess it up. He kept putting it in Russian too, so it was like we kept going back and forth. Like,
Oh, we'll get to the Russian in a second.
yeah, we will.
Vertical image. You can see everything.
Look at what they've got here.
You're actually talking about a defensible militarized zone in Misiones, Argentina.
That is huge.
I love it.
Hi, Brittany.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you on a Sunday, especially when she's probably doing mom duties.
Why is this in the middle of the jungle?
How old is her kid now? Probably still a little over a year, I think. Anyway, yeah, no, shout out. She's probably, wow, that's, you got to be exhausted.
The person that is using this is protected by the people that are using that.
I just think Misiones is just like bizarre. I mean, who was living up there and for what reason? And what were they protecting?
Bob Bear.
Oh, wow. It's got a 3.5-year-old in 6 months. I was way off the mark. Oh, you're in probably, well, it might be about the time when they start sleeping decently. It's around 6 months. I don't know. I don't have kids yet, so I'm just guessing. I've heard stories. Clifton, what do you think?
I don't have any kids that I know of. So
I like how you put that that I know of.
And war crimes investigator Dr. John
I had to make money
Sensich
somehow.
are overseeing a dual-pronged investigation. While the
I was in school.
Oh, are you being serious?
Yes,
did you-
I donated.
I never got into the donation thing, and I'm probably glad I didn't. Love it says my Clifton. Especially because
It's as long as it doesn't turn out like that movie. I can't. But what is it? I can't remember what it's called.
I know what you're talking
Comedy.
about, though. Yeah, where he has
like 500 kids or something.
Yeah. Apparently, there was I read an article that this guy in the U.S. donated, and it's supposed to be completely free and clear. Well, the mom actually sued to get child support from the guy, and I don't know if she won or not. But that's anyway.
escape by Hitler from Berlin the day before he was believed dead. Bob and John focus in on the South American leg of their investigation. In the jungles of Misiones, Argentina, they have uncovered 4 mysterious structures in the same area that a declassified Argentinian document reports the presence of a Nazi militarized outpost.
We have found there a compound that could have protected somebody of Hitler's stature. I've never seen anything like this. You've got the buildings, all these Nazi artifacts. You've got a barracks, you've got military bullets, and then you've got China. I mean, who takes China into the middle of the jungle? For what reason? I want somebody to explain to me what this compound was and why those people inside the compound had to set up a military base. For whom?
If we can find more evidence of structures or the ability to defend this high-value target, that means that this is some sort of Nazi military compound.
I agree. If in fact it was a compound, there's stuff to be dug up.
It just dawned on me. I remember what part Anna's looking forward to.
Huh?
It just dawned
part?
on me what part you're looking
Oh,
forward to.
right. Oh, I thought you were aware. 'Cause we talked last week.
Well, I knew that it'd been a bit since I watched the episode. It just dawned on me. It's like, oh, okay. You know, go a little swim in the drink.
We keep finding stuff, but we're not finding answers. We're just finding more questions.
U.S. Army Special Forces Tim Kennedy, along with archaeologists Daniel Chabozone and Alasdair Brooks, investigate the dense jungle surrounding Building Number 4, which appears to have been a military barracks less than a mile from the other 3 residential structures.
When you're trying to paint a comprehensive picture of what a military compound would look like in the jungle, you're looking for observation posts, structures, defensive positions. This is way more than a hideout in the jungle. But if this is a military outpost, I have to see a lot more.
Danielle, Tim!
Hey, what'd you find? If we come up here, we've got these few loose rocks, but if you follow it through, this isn't a natural formation. Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of weird.
It's very clear it's a man-made feature.
What up, Beak?
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Up.
We usually see Beak on Monday nights, but it's good to see Beak. Haven't seen him in a while, actually, until just recently, like once before this. But good to see you, man.
It's a wall in a straight line.
Wow.
The construction technique for these walls is fairly basic. It's just rocks laying on top of
Yes,
each other.
love it. It's
but
true.
You can see those levels building up. They are clearly artificial. A certain level of planning and intent seems to have gone into this stone wall. It looks like it's making use of natural features in the landscape. And it seems to be going up to another natural feature up there. Whether it goes any further than that's an open question right now.
All right, I'm gonna go right. We'll make this our center point for right now in our working area.
Yes.
Hi,
Tim says,
Hey,
hey, Tim says, hey, Base Lake. That's
To
true.
build something like this wall in the middle of the jungle where there's no one for miles. That was by design, and that was for
Oh, I didn't get a chance to ask. Anna, how did you enjoy Rebel Moon Part 2?
All right. It was great seeing y'all. Take care. I
Wait,
found
hold
Hitler.
on,
I
hold
found
on.
Hitler. He's terrorizing me right now.
Hold on.
Did you
Let's,
call me?
let's not talk about Rebel Moon. How about Manifest?
I haven't seen Manifest.
No, please. Just let's keep it civil,
Yes.
people.
I will admit my dad and I watched Rebel Moon Part 2 last night, and it was awful. We both hated it, and we both actually were entertained by the first movie. We hated it. So, but yes, moving on. I just wanted to just just ask to kind of goof off a little bit, but
Yeah.
reason. Has to serve a purpose. I want to find out purpose. Oh yeah, we got something over here for sure.
Tim's got some pretty good jokes. I like it.
This is a second wall. Powerfully constructed, strategically located. Got another wall down there? Oh, man. Oh, this is absolutely connected. Another wall for sure.
Why are you laughing?
There's the wall. There's the wall. There's the wall. Awesome. There's walls. Great.
Well, you gotta connect them to make sure.
It's just funny the way they edited with that music. Like, there's a whole bunch of Aztec people there, like, you know, banging on the drums, and he's like, I found a wall, and there's another wall. It's
You're making fun of your favorite person.
He's not my favorite person right now because he's wearing his clothing.
Oh, so there's a hierarchy to winning your affection, and apparently it starts with him taking his shirt off. Levitt says those walls are making connections. Yes.
Right.
Oh man, that's funny.
Now he starts swearing.
I know.
Hey guys!
Have something?
Yeah, this is a full rock face right here.
It looks like you have a couple of lines of stone here, and that's definitely artificial again. What we're seeing here is a much more impressive sequence than the wall we started with. This is much higher, and then has flat terraced levels rising down from where the two of you are standing.
The team has discovered a terrace-like structure. 2 tiers of paved ground reinforced by man-made stone walls built into the hillside.
Do you have any idea of what the terraces are for?
So the flat ground, you can't have troops running back and forth, tripping and breaking their necks. You can't set up machine guns. You can't fight off of uneven ground. You want every single advantage. You want them to have the disadvantage of coming up the hill. You want to be at the top of the hill. If you're coming up and you get to this is going to slow you down for a second. That is long enough for you to die. This is them setting themselves up for success.
Even the most athletic person, if Tim were to try to traverse those, it'd probably take him at least 3/4 of a second, being faster than the average, troop would, to try to traverse those walls. And that's being generous. So no, he's 100% spot on. If you stop for a second, you're dead. Levitt says, will you see here? It's for people tripping and breaking. Kind of. It kind of is. But no, it's the whole it's over Anakin. I have the high ground, that kind of thing. So it reigns true.
This terrace is in a very well-made fighting position. It's made by somebody that knows what they're doing. Somebody that has built battle positions before, and it screams military. What is that thing? You see that? Gentlemen.
Yeah.
I got something. Come up here, check this out. Yes. Holy. What is this?
I know what it looked like to me when I first saw it. Of course, they're delaying the lead. I'm sure Tim knew exactly what it was. It's a guard shack. I've been in enough guard shacks. I know a guard shack. When I see one, I was like, oh, I've been in that little box. Like, when it sucks.
Even though there's not much left, you can see where the door and the posts went from the framework.
Yes. Still have a little bit of the entrance threshold here as well.
This is a standalone building that serves a functional purpose.
We just don't know what that is yet.
It's one room, with 2 doors and a window.
We know what this building's not. This building is not for somebody to live.
No restroom, no kitchen, no nothing.
What the hell is this thing? Guard shack? That's what it feels like. Where it's situated, you have obvious layers of protective defensive structures through the jungle. These segments of the wall that we can find.
So literally, if you look at this, you have 2 doors. I'm assuming out the back here, and then you have one window, and it's going to be you know basically in firing line. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Probably
That's my
form an
explanation.
entire perimeter around the original structures, building.
Imagine a native. What are you doing there? The natives would probably be disposed of pretty quickly if they stumbled upon there. Let's just. What's up, Wade?
Hey, Wade.
Anna is so sweet, like a cupcake of a friend.
Oh, at least I'm not like a piece of cake of a friend. Good to see you, Wade. I have a question about the restrooms that architect guy or whoever he was, archaeologist, asked. So a guard shack doesn't have a restroom because you know why, right?
No.
Because the restroom is an actual hole in the ground. We've established this. It's not going to have actual room for the toilet.
Yeah. No. I do agree with that. Like when they said that, there's no restroom, stuff like that. I was going to make the comment, like going, yeah, you go piss and shit in the woods, like what you do. Especially because you're not going to use the main residence or anything like that. But for most modern, guard posts and stuff like that, they'll have a main building that has a bathroom, and then the soldiers will bounce back and forth. Yes, Wade, that is very true. Ryan is a rock fan. It's very true. So, what? I don't know what that means. But yes, so it's
Wait. Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, you were making a rock joke from this show because there's a lot of rocks. It's a double entendre. I like double meaning. Yeah. Anyway, so we have building 2, building 3, building 1, which is, as we understand it, is the main residence. Building 4, then of course you can see the terraces, which would most likely extend to this direction. To use anybody trying to quickly insert themselves off the beach to building 1 to extract. It's a WWE joke. Okay, my bad, dude. And then of course you're gonna have a guard shack here. You might have remnants of others that didn't survive, but so that's.
Wait, who are they extracting?
Whatever high-profile target lived there.
Why are they extracting them? I thought they were hiding them there.
Well, if anybody tried to extract them, say hypothetically, word got out there's a high-profile.
So this is one thing I don't understand. Like, are they insinuating that Hitler was put into this little whatever place and then extracted to go somewhere else, or are they just saying there was a Nazi presence in the area, like a Nazi military presence? It's what I did not understand.
Okay, so what they're insinuating is that whoever lived in building 1 was a high-profile target. One that basically lived a higher lifestyle with the ceramic tiling in the bathroom and in the tub, as we saw from, I believe it was it building 3. We saw building 3 seem to kind of be
so like a hideout for somebody for a couple of months or something. It's not
a
like
high profile target, but you can see you can see building 1 is the most protected because it's going to be protected by the terraces. Anybody, so if you look at this little line here, this is going to be probably somewhere in the neighborhood of a few square miles.
Mm-hmm.
And so say hypothetically the US government or anybody trying to do a quick insert, the fastest way in is going to be off the beach. You're going to have to do it quickly and quietly. The problem is though, is that if you're not expecting it, you're going to get mowed down by these defenses. You're just, what's up, Jack? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man.
You.
We're just talking military tactics. Nothing super entertaining about that. so, so yeah, that's my TED talk for today on military tactics.
1, 2, and 3 at the center. This feels like another layer of defense. This is the exact spot I would have put a guard shack. This very well could be where you're going to be launching patrols from. Do all the things that you would have to do to create another layer of protection for who was behind it.
And actually, real quick, I just want to kind of take a real quick look at the island. This is the area where they are. This is the inlet of where they are. That is so, like, you're
remote.
Extremely remote and quite frankly treacherous.
This is amazing technology, you know. There's the Brandenburg Gate.
While the South American team continues to investigate the potential Nazi military compound in Argentina, Bob and John review the 3D laser scans from Berlin to determine if the avenue extending from the Brandenburg Gate could be the location where a declassified MI6 file reports Luftwaffe pilot Peter Baumgart flew Hitler from Berlin the day before he was believed dead.
Runway length, 6,033 feet. That's a
Which
lot
is
of
tomorrow,
feet.
actually. So his official death date is the 30th of April. And they're saying he flew him out on the 29th. Well, allegedly.
Yeah.
So very, very close to the official date we are on the 28th.
I was going to respond to Wade in the chat, but since we took a little bit of break.
And another bit of history, actually, I just remembered, completely forgot about this, but today is the day when Mussolini was executed.
Oh,
Yep.
no loss there.
No loss there, but then again, people are speculating, saying because it was such a violent and public, well, it wasn't a public execution when he was shot multiple times, and so was his partner. Not sure if she was his wife, his mistress, I guess, and they were both executed by, again, allegedly the order of one of the most biggest profile communists in Italy at that time, just kind of like Lenin did with Nicholas the First, the second, the Tsar, in Russia. But they took his body to Milan, to the main plaza, Mussolini and his mistress, and they just left it to the mob to do whatever they wanted with the body. So kicking, punching, shooting, stabbing.
Yep.
And yeah, that was all happened today. And one of the kind of speculations that historians have is because Hitler saw that this was going to happen to him if he was potentially caught. That's why he decided to Minecraft himself. Because Mussolini was like, they were like best friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they were. That or he would have been well, yeah, I mean, the Russians got there first. The Soviet Union, not the Russians. The Soviet Union got there first. They would have absolutely grabbed him, and they would have made an example of him. The US would have did it differently. He would have been arrested, he would have been tried, he would have been probably ultimately firing squad, in my opinion.
Well, I kind of disagree with you a little bit there, Ryan, because like the Soviet Union were the first ones to say that we need to capture and have trials when it comes to the Nazi war criminals. they were the first ones to say, we're going to catch you and we're going to put you on trial. Because again, remember, there were a lot of Jews living in the Soviet Union at the time. And also a lot of people, even though there was anti-Semitism, but like Russia has a very big population of Jews and is very close with Israel. So one of the things in the 50s that they really put their effort in is working with Mossad and trying to catch the Adolf, what's his name? The dude that is, yes, Eichmann and Hess and freaking Mengele, all the ones who actually did escape to Argentina. So I think the trial thing would have been something that they would have insisted on. But like you said in the beginning of I mentioned something about Russia, and there was a document that they showed from the system that they use, Brian Baer and the other dude, the NIAD system with different intelligence documents. One of the documents that they showed in the intro has nothing to do with intelligence about Hitler or about any of this. It was a document in Russian from the higher ups talking about experimenting with different weapons in 1953. So it's like, come on, History Channel, you can at least show something relevant. Had nothing to do with it. But yeah, I think it's important to notice in this situation that 58th Mussolini was then 59th. They're alleging that this pilot took Hitler and whoever else to either Denmark, which we will get to later, or Argentina. And then 30th is the official version that he also like Minecrafted himself. The timeline kind of lines up.
All right. Actually, you know what? That is I will retract that because I did know the fact that that the Soviet Union did have a high population of Jewish residents. So no, actually I do retract that. And the fact at the same time too, since the Soviet Union was the first one to actually um surround Berlin, it's probably where we got a lot of the prisoners of war who were put on trial for Nuremberg. So that's I stand corrected. Love it says good one. I don't know what that means.
I do. Thank you.
Do you? The ladies always stick together, Clifton. Always stick together.
For a short takeoff landing.
Just a little over a mile.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than you need. Let's look at the width, 93 feet.
Except, let's not forget that the lamppost had been removed. That gives us 144
feet, which you could land a C-130.
Almost any plane, a DC-3 could have gotten out of there on this particular makeshift runway. So really, there isn't any question in my mind that Baumgard could have gotten out of Berlin. I mean, it's long enough, it's wide enough, it works.
There's no other explanation.
Wade says, Ryan, what were we going to say? Just that I was going to message you in the chat. I don't think I saw your news. You know, but if it's pertinent, man, just DM me on Twitter.
I think it's probably what he said a little bit above that.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I'm interviewing Anna soon. Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Is that an invitation or just a statement? So he's interviewing you.
Yes. He's interviewing me. Why would he invite you? What?
I didn't say he invited. It just what the hell? Happy Sunday, everybody.
Clifton.
This into a
Clifton, help.
Me help? I would tend to agree. I'm going to interview Anna. Ryan, do you want to come on and talk about Anna?
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk about Fallout, I'll come on. No, I'm joking. No, it seemed like just the way it read. I'm interviewing Anna soon, and then he just says Ryan, and it's like, is that a question? Is that a statement? Like, yes, she very much does. She has a solid background. If you ever,
Thank you, Brittany. Not like people who confuse a layer with a layer.
That's not what I did. I know I put it correctly.
You
I
did.
know.
You did. That's true.
So, of course, I got the name of the episode wrong. It was one of the Nazi layers, the compound, but that's.
I liked your version better.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunter Reich used it on the 28th, makes it out successfully, a test run if you like. 29th, Baumgart says he flew Hitler out, and Hitler supposedly dies on the 30th.
Hey,
The
buddy.
detail is all coming together
Hey.
to paint a picture of Hitler's possible escape like we've never seen before, ever.
All of this fits together, but I think we really have an issue. According to this MI6 file, Baumgart flew a Messerschmitt, an ME-108. It had a range of about 600 or 700 miles. They're not long-distance planes. These types of aircraft being used at this makeshift runway, no way could they have made it to Spain. And it's 2,000 miles away. Earlier in the investigation, we determined that one of the very likely routes out of Berlin would have been to Spain. We have an FBI document, and it states here, Hitler refused to involve Spain in the war because he has a promise of sanctuary there when Germany is defeated.
There's one man that Hitler could go to for salvation, the leader of Spain, the dictator Franco.
If Hitler's fleeing Berlin, it's certainly possible that he would have gone to Spain, but it's most likely that he had an intermediate stop on one of the smaller aircraft.
And where would you go this late in the game?
Well, let's dig into this database and see exactly what we have on Baumgart and where he could have actually gone.
There we go. The reporting agency is MI6. This was a report from 18 December 1947. Baumgart arrived at Berlin on 28 March 1945. In April, he was ordered to convey to Denmark a very high official, and there was reason to believe that the person in question must have been Hitler himself.
And the plot thickens.
Denmark makes a lot of sense. It's not like the Allies are landing on the beaches there. They're coming through France, and the Russians are coming across Germany. So there's no battle going on in Denmark at the time. Until May 5th, Denmark was still a Nazi stronghold. I mean, you could land an airplane there.
From Berlin?
So again, April to May. That's a whole lot of time. The end of April to the beginning of May gives you a week's time period to, and also too, as you see things are failing, as we discussed in previous episodes, you're going to start planning your escape in advance, saying things are not going well. We need to start finding a contingency plan. And so now you're starting to spread it out over, instead of just a week from the end of April to the beginning of May, to a week before the end of April, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. It's going to give you a lot more breathing room to get out one of the most heinous people in history. So,
yeah. And considering Denmark also, like, how long was the actual battle with the Nazis? Like 6 hours? It's like a 6-hour thing that they had when Nazi Germany first invaded Denmark. So they completely had control, because Denmark wanted to be neutral from the start, but then the Nazis did take over. So it would have been a very good choice to go there.
I had some weirdo on Twitter tell me that that Hitler didn't even want to start World War II, and I'm like, bro, he invaded Poland. And it's like, well, he didn't want to invade. He was trying to find, a peaceful agreement before the war. And I'm like,
yeah, right. That's why he backstabbed literally every deal that he made.
Yeah.
He went 180.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, no, he literally invaded. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
And
I mean, that's the argument that Hitler brought forward to not have World War II.
Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's
Aw.
always great to see you.
Take care. Yeah. But his whole thing is, we will shoot back at Poland. That's what Hitler said.
Yeah.
Because he was making up that Poland was attacking him, and like, we have no choice, right? So, but that's basically Hitler's argument. That
Yeah.
he didn't start World War
Well, I mean, he
II.
kind of did the same thing with Austria, didn't he? He just kind of went in and was like, I'm just going to occupy Austria.
Well, Austria was already kind of on his side.
Kind of.
Like they it seemed like they were like, we don't know yet, and then he just basically drew
No, he
there
just
with
went and
arms.
he marched the troops in there, and he just did what he wanted.
He paraded the troops, and that was basically
Well, it's also kind of similar to what happened with Switzerland, right? You know, the whole classic, oh, Switzerland was neutral, but it's really weird. But in the Swiss National Bank, there's still Nazi gold to this day that is behind lock and key, and no one is allowed to go in there and investigate it and see and try to decipher where it came from. So it is still a spoil of war stolen from someone or someone's, and Switzerland's like, no, bro, we're neutral. It's like, you're not neutral. Like, you'd be neutral if you're, if you're like going, well, we're gonna hold on to it, but y'all can come investigate it, maybe figure out where it goes. We'll read the report. We'll try to fact check that, and then maybe disperse it back to the people it was stolen from or descendants of their family, right? That would be being neutral, but they're just like, nope, can't see it. Sorry, bro. And still to this day, 80 years later. So, but yeah, that's kind of how neutral Austria was. I don't think they wanted to poke the bear. They're like, well, we're not gonna interfere. We're not gonna get involved. We're not gonna denounce you, but we're not really in it. And then then he's like, well, okay, well, we're at war, so we're gonna need to march troops across Europe. Do you mind if we march through your country? And then, of course, they just stayed. Is kind of my understanding of it.
To the heart of Denmark is just a hair short of 300 miles.
That is a short flight with a fast military airplane.
We need to get the team into Denmark. We know Nazi infrastructure is obviously in Germany and in other countries, but we really need to be able to zero in on Denmark to see what type of Nazi infrastructures were there. That's still something that needs to be answered.
Yeah, let's get to Denmark, see if it was a stopping point. I bet we find something.
Hulfig? Anybody say that? Hulfig?
Hufig. Hufig.
It's Danish.
Danish is so, like, out of all the Scandinavian languages, Norwegian is the best for me. Then goes Swedish is the second, and then Danish. Danish just sounds like you stuffed your mouth with a whole bunch of chestnuts and you're trying to talk. You know what I mean?
Fair, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I don't like Danish.
All right.
I do like Danes. I just don't like the that kind of.
I like Icelandic.
Yeah, Icelandic is cool, but you wouldn't for the life of you be able to speak it. Sorry. The words are very long.
This is because I'm kind of retarded. That's not what you're saying.
No, I apologize.
No, I've seen the language.
Cool if you would pronounce an Icelandic word right now.
It's been a while.
Chat, help us. Come up with a word for Ryan to pronounce. For all of us, actually.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll try to find one that I actually was able to say at one time, and I haven't said it in so long. It came from a movie, and I was like, "What does that mean?" Yeah. Well, especially if we live in the U.S., we're a little bit self-centered. I mean, it is the greatest country in the world, so why wouldn't we be?
If you're on the run, you need a network, don't you?
You absolutely need a network. And a guy like Hitler, of course, at that point, he's the most wanted man in the world, so he's only going to trust a very few people.
Lenny DePaul, former U.S. Marshal Commander, is joined by James Holland, world-renowned historian and expert on Nazis during World War II.
An investigation like this, you simply can't look at it from a 21st century perspective. I've been studying this for many years, trying to get into the head of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi elite. You need that historical context.
To determine the extent of the Nazi presence in Denmark that could have been at Hitler's disposal at the end of the war, the team is heading to a little-known German military installation along the Danish coast.
If this was Adolf Hitler's exact plan of escape to head north to Denmark, he would have set the table, he would have had the right infrastructure, the right people in place. So I'm gonna shake a lot of trees and see what falls out of them around here. Well, here we are.
Oh, that's him.
Hello? Chris?
Yeah, I'm looking at the word. I'm looking at the phrase that actually I kind of know a little bit, and it's not even. It barely looks like how it's pronounced. That's what's nuts. So I'm just not. I can say Husavik though. That's where if I ever had millions of dollars, I'd live there. It's a beautiful little whaling town, fishing town. No, no thoughts on it.
Pronounce the word. What is the word?
Husavik? What's
No,
the name of
the
it?
other one that you don't want to pronounce.
Oh, I can't pronounce it. That's why I'm not doing it. I thought if I read it, it might.
Share it in private chat. Let's see what it is.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's all. It's like it looks like it's 3 words, but pronounced together, but they're separate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, I thought I could look at it and be like, oh no, I'm not. I can't look at that. That's not gonna make any sense.
Okay.
I'll try to put it in there. I'll copy and paste it.
Christian. How are you?
Right.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, and you. Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Christian Ringsko, the head curator of the site, is granting the team unprecedented access to a series of bunkers used by the Nazis during their occupation of Denmark.
God, Lenny, look at that. Wow.
It's incredible, isn't it? When was this place built, Christian?
First bunkers were cast in 1942. For decades they were hidden under sand, but then in 2008 they were once again accessible.
At the end of World War II, these bunkers were buried out of sight under 33.
Pause it real quick and show those. That's cool. Wade does have an actual legit question.
Hey Anna, do you really believe that Anastasia survived? So Anastasia Romanov, one of Nikolai II's daughters, the family was horribly murdered in a basement after the communists threw over the basically the monarchy, and shot to death brutally. I think it was in 1976 they actually found the remains, but it was like hush hush. And then in 2007, they like identified the actual graves where they were buried. And from what I remember from back then, watching it on the news, her body was discovered. So her remains were there. So I think it's just, like myth and fantasy, because, there's so many films, it's romanticized that she escaped. And then there's even that, it wasn't a Disney one, the cartoon with like Rasputin and Anastasia. Remember that one? I think it was made by Fox. It was pretty.
I think so. Yeah.
Was it called Anastasia?
It was, like the cartoon Anastasia. I love it. It was so good. But I don't think that she escaped. There's just no way.
So I put the word in the private chat. That's it. What up, Dempsey?
Hey Dempsey, what's up?
Hey Dempsey, man.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce that. Vera Mjod Pjörre or something like that. That's kind of like, I don't know.
I don't know. Vera Med Pia? I don't know.
It would be like a Mjod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, it has letters that I've never seen. So.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to real quick. Sheila says well, wait, what's the real story? And then he goes down here. I didn't know Anastasia was based off of a real person. Yes, yeah, no, I'm
Yeah, she
listening to
was
this
one
song.
of the daughters, so Nikolai II, who was Russia's last Tsar. in the beginning of the 20th century with the Russian Revolution. He had one boy, Alexei, who was extremely ill, and that's where Rasputin came in, because apparently he was like a healer and doing all these like weird witchcraft things and trying to heal him. And then he also had 4 daughters. And so when the communists took over the Winter Palace, they sent him into exile. And Nikolai, because he was related to a whole bunch of members of the royal family, like his wife Alexandra was of German descent. And they asked like the Kaiser and a lot of other, well, they were at war with the Kaiser, so they couldn't really go there. But they asked a lot of their relatives around Europe, especially the British royal family, for help, and the British royal family refused. So they were exiled into the middle of nowhere, had to like shave their heads, were treated horribly, and in the end, again, allegedly, Lenin gave the order to shoot them all to death, all of the children, as well as the Tsar and his wife.
As far as I remember, like, weren't they all like first cousins? They were all grandsons of Queen Victoria or something like that.
Yeah. Nikolai was George I think it was George V was his like cousin or something. So they were all related. But
the Kaiser was related.
something interesting about how the streams might be shadow banned.
This
Our stream.
which one? Both?
He's on Legion Talk, and Legion teaches history.
So he's on both. Huh.
Let's have a look.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I can actually share real quick how that's. It sounds like, from what I remember, it's from a a movie. It's the Eurovision movie. I'm subbed to Ryan with the bell on and didn't get it on my home screen. What? Weird. But the word sound. I'm just look. You know what? I'll just play it. How about that? It's a small little thing where and it shows that word. Because I have the subtitles on, and you'll see it, and that's what this word sounds like. I couldn't. Don't ask me to pronounce it because I suck. Does that look like that sounds anything like that word?
Yeah, it does. That's a D.
That's a D?
Yeah.
I was going with D.
That's how you spell a D. Well, there's different ways to spell a D in Russian cursive, but that's one of the ways, like the older ways. There's Scandinavian way.
Interesting. I need to I should. Oh, it's on that computer. I was like so confused. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, no, that's craziness. Okay, fair enough. Still doesn't mean I can speak it very well. I tried learning Icelandic for a little bit, and it was definitely hard. It's also harder when you're older to learn a new language because it's let me see, let me copy and paste it. I'll put it in the chat. It's this. I don't know why Wade's laughing. It's this word.
Because he's making funny jokes.
Is he? Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's inappropriate.
Feet of sand, but in 2008, a massive storm unearthed them, allowing access for the first time since 1945.
Suddenly you can get in. Yeah, suddenly you can get in again. And to our great surprise, all the personal stuff, all the soldiers' belongings were still in. So all of a sudden, we were quite close to the actual people who were here. You have to remember that the defeated German army walks back to Germany.
So they dropped everything and went home?
Yeah.
Can we take a look?
Of course we can.
Have a look at the width of these walls, Lanny.
Jeez, look at this. Solid concrete, what?
6 feet.
6 feet. Typical German fashion, huh? Thick concrete walls.
I mean, look at it. It's so solid.
There is stuff in here I need to show you. Right in here.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
The team is granted access to artifacts that were left behind when the Nazi troops fled this area at the end of the war. These objects were entombed in this bunker for nearly 70 years.
Yes, this is an ongoing investigation of the occupation of Denmark.
This is the sort of thing that makes me very happy, Lenny.
Oh, look at that. German
Yep.
Luger, right?
Yeah, that's a German Luger. This is really interesting because you're...
I'm about to say, I would have wanted to take that.
Yeah.
I want
Oh,
an
yeah.
MP40. Of course, probably have a terrible history attached to it, but so maybe just a replica. You can get a replica for, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 7,000. But if you get like a real MP40, this was at least probably about a decade ago, it costs you somewhere in the neighborhood of like $60,000.
Yeah. I'll do without. Maybe I'll find one here in Germany when I dig it up or something.
Well, that's why I'm saying, a replica, so it doesn't have the haunted, horrible history of murdering so many people.
Common Garden troops are not going to be carrying a Luger. But this is kind of elite stuff. It's not the sort of kit that you're going to be handing out to recruits. That suggests that you've got some troops in the area who kind of know what they're
A
about.
Luger is elite. I thought a Luger was one of the most common guns ever in the First and Second World War. It's not elite.
Usually the commanders and stuff had.
I think
It's been used all over the world. It was like made like in the beginning of the 20th century. Was very prominent as a gun in the First World War and the Second one. So it's not like it's a totally elite like.
CLS, if you think I'm going to be able to pronounce that, you're out of your mind. It also, at the same time, looks like a bunch of words just strung together.
Okay, let's try and do this.
Hippopotamonstrosiquipedaliophobia.
It sounded like you were speaking High Valerian.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Hippopotamon.
This was like a Harry Potter.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't pronounce it. I've heard about the word before. I
Right, Dempsey.
heard
you
about
just
something. I can't
ordered
remember.
a pizza in Aramaic.
Nope, I usually just order online in English. I don't know what that means, dude. That's a hell of a word. If it's a real word.
Ryan, there's always Google Translate.
I know, but we'll let the mystery remain.
These are tubes from the radars here.
Really?
In this position.
So there's a radar here?
There's not one radar. There are 6 big radars here. Yes, and this is the heart of the technology.
There's a whole level of sophistication to support clandestine operations. Something big was going on here.
Look at this room in here.
It's a big one.
Look at this.
Yeah.
What went on in here?
This is the heart of the Luftwaffe operation bunker. In this very room, the information from the radars are being analyzed.
The Luftwaffe is here, the German Air Force. This is like some sort of a command post or a control center.
Yes.
What aircraft are we talking about here?
They are controlling a German night fighter.
Night fighter?
Yes. This is top secret.
Operating from as far north as the Danish coast, the Nazi night fighters were one of the most elite squadrons of Hitler's Luftwaffe Air Force. Utilizing experimental forms of radar, avionics, and weaponry, they executed missions in the dead of night, wreaking havoc on Allied targets.
Well, the interesting thing, Lenny, about this place is that anyone who's working here is doing so under, high security. You're not allowed to breathe a word of this. In other words, these are people that can keep a secret. These are people you can trust. If I was Hitler and if I was trying to get out, I would want to come to Denmark. It's the one place where the Germans are still occupying, that they've got all the infrastructure that you could possibly want. You've got the secure bunkers, you've got the radar system, and you've got troops. So Denmark is about as good a place as you could hope to go to as any in the world.
What I really find interesting about Misiones is, of course, we have this fifth structure here that's consistent with the
I
others.
still had Taylor.
While the European team continues to investigate Denmark, Bob and John review the findings from the jungles of Misiones, Argentina, which could be home to a Nazi militarized compound, as reported by a declassified Argentinian document.
It's not consistent with the civilian structure.
What, Anna?
No. Continue, please.
Oh, okay.
This is out in the middle of the jungle. These people were prepared for an attack of some sort.
Agreed. And here I have the discoveries that we found from our investigative efforts. There's a wall that's encircling the compound. You have the guard shack, and you also have building number 4. It's a 2-story structure that looks like it could have been used to house soldiers or security forces.
You know, the patterns, it does look like some sort of outer perimeter.
What's really critical here is building 1. This is the one with the opulent residence. This is the epicenter. And then everything else surrounds that.
It's clear to me this was some sort of compound.
Now look at this. This right here. It's strange. Here's the water. And this is a point that's not protected. This is the proverbial Achilles heel. Anybody that knows anything about fortifying any type of military compound would not leave this open right here. This is pretty conspicuous.
Yeah.
These guys are
If
so
I was
annoying.
seeking to capture whoever was
They're not doing anything. They're just sitting in their headquarters and letting everybody else do the work and just like doing what we're basically doing, talking about it.
They're speculating.
Yeah, but I don't know. They're not adding any value. Like they're basically guiding the audience into like validating what the audience already thinks.
I mean, I guess their portrayal is that they're like doing the research, they're looking into the files and trying to
something like that.
Well,
Well,
they're the boss, right? So I mean,
they're also 2 older guys. Well, I guess Gerard is. Well, I guess a lot of them are older, except for like Tim, right?
How old is he? Let's have a look.
During the filming of this, probably late 30s, early 40s.
Really?
Yeah, Tim Kennedy's yeah, he's kind of he's not quite middle age, but he's older than I am. You also have to think this was 2016.
Okay, so he was born in 79. Okay, cool.
So that's fine. What does that mean?
No, that means that's okay for him to be going out and doing all this stuff that he's doing. Like he's not like in his like late or mid 50s now.
Yeah, no, he's not that old, but he's so he'd be 6 years older than me. Wow. So he's 44.
Yes, CLS, yes, he would. Yes.
Yes, I'll read it.
We won't do
Building
this.
1. There's only one place I would come in, and that's the small inlet shaped just like a heel. And there appears to be a straight shot from the inlet directly to building number 1.
You get a Zodiac there on the shore and be up at building 1 without a protection in 2 minutes. You simply don't take your chances hoping that nobody's going to come up out of the water. You have to look at all the labor that went into this compound. We're talking millions of dollars to build this place. And if you're going to put that kind of money into it and put military arms into it, you're going to find a way to defend the whole thing.
We need to get our team on the ground here and to find out what else.
What?
Yeah, bro, what does that look?
I'm listening intensely.
You looked like you were paralyzed for a second.
No, I'm listening intensely.
Okay.
Dempsey put a word, says Realisation vinst beskattning. It's in Swedish. Anybody else want to take a crack at that?
I'm not doing it. It's for you.
Well, I just did it. That's why I just said anybody. Oh, so nobody else wants to look foolish but me.
Yep.
People who actually have a background in multiple languages don't want to actually pronounce it.
Nope.
Means capital gains taxation. Well, then that's theft. It's just theft.
Is here or may have been there that would have offered more protection for building number 1.
Yeah, we have to complete the picture here.
Movement of a high-value target in this area, you can't find a better place on the planet to do it than right here.
Tim Kennedy, Alasdair Brooks, and Daniel Chavelzone navigate the waters of the Paraná River, which runs along the Misiones compound.
So I have our point of interest plotted on the GPS in between these cliffs, right at the water's edge. These cliffs are certainly spectacular. They're visually stunning, absolutely, but as a climber, those are treacherous. Even if you're not carrying that much equipment, these are a barrier.
Right around this bend is that spot.
So this is it. So we have a cliff face here, another cliff here, and this somewhat lower level when you look at it. Yeah, but that's some of the densest jungle we've seen so far. There could be someone standing 1 foot in that vegetation and we couldn't see him. You could have artillery sitting there and we couldn't see it. You could have a house in there and you couldn't see it. There are houses in there and we can't see them. Absolutely true. It's difficult for us to get close. Yeah, there's a bunch of logs and tree stumps that are in there too.
Wait.
You see that? And we flip back around. Do you think you saw something?
Good God.
What? What is going on? Everything's great.
This?
That one's easy. Go ahead.
Okay. That's a Kraftfahrzeug Haftpflichtversicherung?
Close, almost. But pretty good.
Yeah.
Kraftfahrzeughaftpflichtversicherung.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the end there is what got me. It's Versicherung. Interesting.
Versicherung. Yeah.
Versicherung.
Versicherung.
Oh, get out of here.
Okay. Donaudampf-Schiffsfahrt, Elektrizitätshauptbetriebswerk, Bauunternehmeramt, Beamten, okay, it's a big long word and letters in there that, yeah, but Donaudampfschiff, Bauunternehmen, Beamtengesellschaft, yeah. So it's a steamboat, electrician, company, yeah, maintenance company.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
You can try a Russian one at me. I'll try and do it. I don't know what this word in Russian is, honestly.
All of this is just delaying to what Anna really wants to get to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I don't.
There's definitely a different color from the vegetation in the background. I saw something kind of tan. Something over here? Yep. Right there. Is that all one big rock? It is. If this is your access point, and they're building fortifications that prevent your access, this is strategic. We gotta see what that is. Oh, it's cold. Be careful.
You can kind of start to see what Anna wants to see.
Oh, yeah.
Way bigger than I thought.
Oh, he's in his undies as well. He's not even wearing swimming pants. Look at that.
Do you need a moment?
No, been looking at it all day. That's what we were laughing about with Clifton. I've had it.
Oh, good Lord. That is not your... Oh, what the hell? This is bullshit.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness. Well, and no, dude. No. Just absolutely not. There's nowhere I would know where to start.
I mean, I could probably see it really slowly, but
Like, bro, there's no way. There's do it or unsubscribe.
you gotta do it then, Ryan. Come on. There's no way. There's no. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sure it does.
Oh God, there's. I don't.
What language is it?
Ipsa nodri hipotrimatos. It sounds like Greek. Fio paramoli tokatake chimenoki chlepiso. Fopato peristera lectri ion pte kefalio ki glecopelio lago yosera oyo buffetragenoptrigon. Again, that sounds like High Valerian.
It says it is Greek.
Yes, it is Greek. I looked it up. It's a fictional food dish consisting of a combination of fish and other meat.
Ora, yes.
Yeah.
Opa is what they say.
You know, maybe this History Channel was a bad idea.
It should be changed to pronouncing hard and long words from different languages.
That's
Yeah, can we go back to something else that qualifies it?
Legion reads long, hard words.
Jack, that's great. I get that. No, you mustn't read from the book. God, that's a good movie. That's in theaters this weekend, wasn't it? Or was it last weekend?
I don't
know. Sheila says y'all need to be more cultured. I play this game all the time. I don't want to play that game. But you know what game Anna wants to play is.
And it's thick enough. It would stop bullets. It would stop a grenade.
Oh yeah.
That's timber.
That's easy.
This might be the edge of a foundation.
That's easy, Dempsey.
Structure right here. They could have built it right into this wall. You would have had overhead cover, use some of the vegetation as camouflage, pile it up on top of this. This isn't completely bulletproof. At the one point that you have access to the shore. Wait, what is this?
Oh, look at the way he's touching the rocks. It's like, it's really
It's a
cute.
perfect right angle. These are chisel marks too.
I'm going now. I'm sorry.
You could
Need a
shoot straight
cold
across
shower?
this.
Shit, and I thought that Monday night was bad with some of the ladies simping on Jon Snow and now freaking Matt Smith is Damon. What he says is actually important here, not just the fact he has his shirt off and a bulge in his pants.
There's no possible way that somebody could get across this body of water alive. This is going to give you.
Yeah. Okay. So
chisel
I mean,
marks too. What the? You could shoot straight across this.
Yeah.
There's no possible way that somebody could get across this body of water alive. This is going to give you an elevated position to rain down hell.
Germans had some pretty good light machine guns too. So it would it cause you uh Anna's having a moment. She'll be right back with you here shortly. I'm not gonna make it better.
Okay, so Jack says достопримечательность. Yes, go ahead, CLS. So Dempsey защищающийся, which means self-defending, or that who defends himself. Достопримечательность is like a landscape or sightseeing, something beautiful.
Okay. Anyway, so what is up there, Andy Pickle? I see you've managed to
Hey,
get your
Andy.
shirt off. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
You still haven't changed that background, huh?
nope.
We have this infrastructure along the coast of Denmark. Obviously, elite German Nazi forces were there.
Which would have been loyal to Hitler.
Definitely the ability to protect Hitler.
Yeah, I agree.
Bob and John discussed the European leg of their investigation, which is focusing on Hitler's possible flight to Denmark the day before he was believed dead, as reported by a declassified MI6 file.
Question is, if Baumgart or any other pilot were to come into Denmark, where's the airstrip?
Yeah, I agree.
Let's dig into the database to see what we can find.
Yeah, see what we come up with. Nuremberg trial, 15 March 1948. Interrogation of Friedrich von Angelotti Mackensen.
Yeah, he was a major in the SS.
You saw Hitler and several comrades in May 1945. His answer, yes. Who were his comrades? I only know that in one of the planes in which Hitler was, that this plane was being flown or piloted by a certain Captain Baumgart. Voila. Where did you see them? In Tonga.
Oh.
See you, so next week you better come up with a good word for me. I'm prepared. So
Yeah, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
That was what you put up was one hell of a word. I'll tell you what. And I like the fact that you held your subscription hostage. So that's pretty funny.
Take
Yeah,
care,
if you
man.
start holding subs hostage, I'm gonna have to read shit that I'm not even gonna know how to say, which is everything. I can barely speak English properly.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Where's
Yeah.
Tonga?
I've never heard of it.
Called the compound.
There we go.
Right there at the German border.
Yeah, right on the German border. So basically, if this SS major was right, he flies from Berlin. As soon as he gets across the border into Denmark, which is still Nazi occupied, and puts down there. Here's a guy whose life was in the balance, and in the middle of the questioning, he says he saw Hitler and Tonder. I think that's huge. Hitler, Tonder, Denmark. There we go.
Luftwaffe airfields from 1935 to 45 in Denmark. The landing ground in southwest Denmark. It was a World War I German airship station. It was abandoned after the First World War. It was listed in World War II German documents as an available landing ground.
It's a clandestine airport. It's what we were looking for. It's utterly remarkable. This isn't like a known place. You know, if he said, oh, I saw Hitler at Copenhagen Airport, you know, that's sort of a giveaway. But he's talking.
Контрвзбуднуть.
You just, man, what the hell did I just find? I mean, I wouldn't even know the word to begin with that. See, I can.
Yeah, that's kind of like, yeah. Now I'm gonna talk about what that means.
What does it mean?
It's kind of like if you like kontra is like contrary to something. Vzbudnut is from the word возбуждение, which means to be aroused.
All right. Dempsey, are you saying something?
Yeah, he's probably saying that that's your feelings towards Tim.
Oh. yeah, my feelings towards Tim?
Yeah.
What can I say? I probably have a couple more months in the gym before I look like him. So, that's kind of how I look at it. Those aren't even letters.
Hey.
They are. It's just none that we understand.
You can understand the O and the A.
Well,
And
that's
the
a K. Is that a K?
Yeah.
Koht.
That's
Looks
an
like
N.
it's an
not
N.
H. That's an N. T
N.
R. The R is a P. The B is a V.
But a P is just a P. It's not an R.
Yeah, it is. It's an R in Russian.
I know. I know.
About a base that was unknown to most people, probably to very few people, that had been a World War I base, that it was possible to still land in there.
Well, it had to be because he was there.
Yeah. The question is, one, could you put an airplane down? It's flown from Berlin. Two, what do you do from there?
We need to get the team in there to look at that to see how it could have been used in late April 1945.
Let's get into Tonder.
Oh, rumors.
That's rumors.
You know what rumors are, right?
Yeah. But you know what they say, where there's smoke.
Well, Ryan was
We'll find the
actually
fire.
a wrestler. So,
Lenny to
yeah.
I was a wrestler. Yeah. But no, he is correct. Taller guys, they don't build muscle the same way. But a larger bone structure actually means you can most of the time be stronger than smaller guys. So, been to Wales, Anna.
Yes, I have been to Wales. It's not that far from South England, but I prefer England to Wales.
Been to Germany.
No offense if Ryan Roger Athay watches this because he's Welsh. No offense to you.
Oh, Dempsey says I wrestled 105. No, I did do some wrestling a little smidgen in high school. I actually wrestled at NXT, which I don't think I ever showed the picture on here. Showed it on another stream though. So, yeah. If y'all want to see it, I can show it. But we got about 12 minutes left, somewhere in there.
Paul and James Holland head for the location of the Tonder airfield in search of evidence that Hitler could have used this site as a transit point to Spain.
Yeah. Wrestling.
Oh, here it is, right?
Yeah, wrestling.
All right, let's go in here. Looks like a hangar. Certainly could have accommodated
This is
an
a cool
airplane.
airfield.
Massive building. Yo, hello, I'm Lenny. Anders, nice to meet you.
The team makes contact with Anders Jakobsen, an expert on Nazi Luftwaffe activities in Denmark.
What is this?
It was originally built in 1914 to protect the German Imperial Navy airship base here.
What about the runway?
The airstrip right here in both directions.
Really?
Okay.
Just right in front of us?
Yes.
This way?
Yeah.
Is there any remnants of tarmac or
No.
pavement or anything?
No. There was no tarmac or anything, or no concrete. It was grass.
They landed on grass.
They landed on grass.
And what kind of troops would have been here?
We have reports of Luftwaffe personnel being here. In total clandestine conditions, you could land here. There would be no one here except those people that you would like to be here. This was top secret at that time.
It wasn't a concrete runway or anything, but it's still in German hands. It's got all the facilities you can need. This is not on the enemy radar at all. You know, that has a lot to be said for it.
How long was the runway? Any idea?
It would have been about 1,000 times 1,000 meters.
Okay.
So
quite a mile.
Yeah.
This is
Okay,
pretty
so
big.
quick question. I know we talked about this before. So remember those night bomber aircraft that they said
Yes.
that Baumgart took Hitler on the 28th? On that kind of field, do you think that kind of machine would that would be enough for it to land?
So almost a mile long.
Yeah.
You could land a 747 on a mile long runway.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know. I always get really like, when you're flying somewhere and you see the runway, I don't know why, but I get really paranoid that it's not enough.
So where I live in Colorado, we actually have. I think previously, I don't think so anymore. It was the longest runway in the Midwest. So it was actually an emergency landing place for the Space Shuttle and Air Force One.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, President Obama, for whatever reason, actually came to our sleepy little city. And again, I say city. And he landed Air Force One on the runway. So it's and it's a 2 mile long runway, and it's
Really big.
well, yeah, it's really big. It's well bigger than it needs to be.
It's
So
amazing.
yeah, it's but I mean, we got a lot of land out here on the western slope. So
Yeah.
but
Just a couple of miles away from me, there's a small airport, and they were landing big planes, but they come down and they have to just go straight back up basically to even land on that short strip. So yeah, it's not fun landing there if you ever had to land there, because
Okay,
it is very
another
scary. But
question
they
for you.
can't. But they can land big planes on short strips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you one of those annoying people that claps?
No.
I do. I always clap.
when they land,
Yeah, I know. I'm so annoying because it's showing appreciate even though the pilot cannot hear you, but still it's showing appreciation for thank you for not murdering me.
I
You
swear to
had
God,
my life in your hands, so thank you.
I swear to God,
Bravo.
if I were sitting next to you on an airplane, I'd be like, "The fuck?"
I mean, I would probably do that if I ever had a pilot that wasn't a Air Force pilot. Because I've been told by people that planes
Oh no, yeah,
land very
I
smoothly.
don't
I've
fly
never
in
had.
military, but what are you talking about, Clifton? I don't take military planes
Yeah,
anywhere.
neither have I.
I take submarines. But in a submarine, if you clap, it echoes. So
That's true. Well, or if you watch The Hunt for Red October, you can actually sing and be slightly noticed on the sonar. So that's an
yeah.
incredible movie, by the way. Shout out to Adam, the Renaissance nerd, and Jed. That was a fun show. I'd only ever seen part of it. I realized after the fact, but such a good movie. Anyway, um, also, if you like history, lot of fascinating stuff with subs and stuff like that. I love watching documentaries about subs. Even probably the worst submarine disaster in history, the Kursk. That was
Kursk.
yeah.
Kursk.
It's not how we say it in English.
Kursk.
The Kursk.
And that was one of actually the first disasters that Vladimir Putin had to deal with, and the way he handled it was very much criticized. And I actually cried because there was a number of days when the guys were stuck, down there, and I was only 14 or even younger, I think, because it was 1997, 90.
Yeah, I believe it was it was somewhere in that neighborhood, like 96,
Yeah,
97.
and I remember we were all glued to the TV just as kids, really praying for them. Then they recovered some of the notes they were making about that we're running out of oxygen.
Yeah.
I think there's a film with Colin Firth.
I don't know about that one. I've seen the
Yeah.
documentaries. I think it would be something interesting to cover maybe after we finish this series. Some independent documentaries, not necessarily kind of like docu-series, which is what this is. What? Andy said that That joke was subpar. Oh God. Andy, well, that Dempsey said that, and Andy says we told our gaming friend who was posted on a sub 100 men submerged, 50 couples surfaced. Yeah, that's true. I've heard that joke. I was never in the Navy, but I've heard that joke. It's kind of like if you don't tell a Marine the few, the proud, the dead on the beach. They don't like that. But no, very, very. Tap is this thing on? Yes, no, Anna's right. I'm just giving her a hard time. It is the you have to use a long U. But no, it's very tragic what happened.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the British and the U.S. and many other countries offered to lend a hand to try to rescue the crew. So,
Yeah.
but governments are fickle. Just look at my government.
Yeah, one thing about military people, whether men or women or non-binary, non-gender people, you know the risks.
Yes.
So, and that's
Also,
what, again, like when you go into a plane and you put your life in the hands of somebody who is, driving the plane, but flying the plane, or even like in a car, like we just do it so easily these days, and that's why the recognition comes from like giving you kind of like thank you, even though I paid a whole bunch of money for this, and you get your money from it, but still, your life is in that person and their co-pilot's hands.
and you hope they're well trained. And many commercial airline pilots are former military pilots, which is one thing that I'm very, very much in favor of. Because you've been aviating for decades.
Yeah.
What I'm not in favor of is, and this is a recent historical development, saying we're going to focus on hiring more diverse pilots, and it's like, oh well, if they have a military background in aviation, cool, great, no problem with that. Because again, I was in the military. The military was actually diverse enough. We didn't need all this DEI crap.
Yeah.
And that's kind of historically, when a nation, when a group of people focuses on the exterior instead of the interior of its society, that's usually a sign of its decline. Not saying that we're going to decline, but it is a sign of decline.
And it's not even exterior. It could be things like, it kind of is exterior, but like with the sub that imploded, because the dude was hiring people who was like trying to give not the ones who were more experienced and older the positions, but the ones who were younger, because you need younger people, and they were just not as experienced, and therefore, unfortunate disaster happened.
And multiple, from what we understand it, the hell was that thing called that went to the Titanic? The Titan sub, was many very experienced submariners and people who worked on subs left, because they're like going, this thing's unsafe. I want nothing to do with it. I'm not going to be a part of a death trap.
I think you did a video on it, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. It was the first loss of life in regards to over the Titanic in over 100 years, which is really so. Anyway, I digress. But many documentaries, we'll probably do some single ones in the future after this. And then there was a History Channel kind of a hunt, the hunt for the Zodiac killer. I think would be kind of fun. It's only 5 episodes.
Oh yeah, true crime. Good
Yes.
Lord, so much fun.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Hunting serial killers. Oh, that like makes me so happy.
Ted Cruz. We're profiling him.
Ted Cruz. I'll give you a little bit of laughter for that one.
Right. Yeah, I heard that.
I'm not a Ted Cruz fan. I'm a Texas fan, but not a Ted Cruz fan.
If these trees did exist, you're certainly not going to get a big airplane in here, maybe a smaller one, but how's anybody going to get out of here on a bigger aircraft and make his way all the way to Spain?
That discounts it completely.
What if these trees weren't here?
Which they wouldn't be, by the way.
There was nothing there.
Yeah, no,
years.
just
spot
seeing
to
the
land and take
trees
off.
there.
They're
It-
kind of like less than 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty small
like
trees.
I mean, I don't know about how it is in Denmark, but I know here in Germany they actually build up their own quick forest patches. Basically, they put trees down and they grow up within a couple of years, and it looks like there's a forest there. So
Also at the same time, something that a lot of people in today's world don't realize is that planting, take raising young trees and then planting them somewhere else is very much a thing. It has been for a couple of decades now.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, again, it's been 80 years. Well, probably closer to like 85, 86 years. At the time of shooting this, because they said it was defunct at the end of World War One. It was rendered obsolete. But military aircraft at the time had much larger tires because they were designed to land on multiple terrains successfully, because you couldn't always guarantee a runway, to where if you look at an FA-18 Hornet today, it has small tires. I mean, I'm going to say small as in probably about this size. It's still the size of probably a 13-inch car tire or somewhere in that neighborhood. You are designed to land on an aircraft carrier. So it's very, very different standards. And so, yeah.
But if those trees were standing 70 years ago, we're in trouble.
and you can see that they're planted
I'm gonna
patches.
take a sample of this tree and make a
Yes.
determination on how long this tree's been standing here. I get in there as deep as I can, so at least 6 inches anyway.
I do like that
Lanny
they're
uses
taking a
an
core
incremental
sample.
borer, a highly specialized instrument that acquires a sample from deep within a tree's core that will allow experts to determine the age of these trees
I've
down
never
to the
seen
month.
this. Like, I know that you do this to get like birch tree juice, like using that technique, but I've never seen actually like pull it. I've never seen that, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, like the device that he uses, like you had like a wooden like plug thing, and you have a hammer and plug it, and then you take it out and the birch juice would come out.
You mean the sap?
Well, yeah, birch juice. It's juice. You drink it. Anything that you drink is juice. No, sap is different. Sap is the yellow stuff. This is actual juice.
Isn't it what they turn?
Sap is like almost like a honey texture. It's very
yeah.
This is juice from the birch tree.
So is it kind of like a
It's like coconut water.
I never heard of anything like this.
Yeah, you can
Sounds
buy
like
it. You can definitely buy it like in stores. Birch juice. Yep.
birch juice. Okay, so from what I see, it says birch sap, birch water, or birch juice is the sap directly tapped from birch trees, white birch, silver birch.
Mm-hmm.
There's birch sunscreen.
Make your coffee out of it.
All right.
Ryan, it's literally water that comes out of the tree.
Oh no, I believe you. I'm just saying.
It's not sunscreen. You don't like rub it all over yourself.
Oh no, they said they make sunscreen out of it.
It's what people did back in the day. Like, it's a big part of Slavic lore. You get lost in the forest. You're thirsty. It's not raining. You do that thing, and then you get the juice from the birch.
But yeah, it's like tapping a cactus.
Yeah, the birch is basically the Russian symbol or Slavic symbol for a lot of Slavic countries.
I didn't know that.
Bear and the birch.
All right. I didn't know that. Yeah, no, that would make sense. Well, when you were describing it, that's what I was kind of thinking, that they were getting the inner deep water that the tree ultimately sucks up through its roots.
Just kind of what it is.
FYI, if you're ever lost in the desert, look for a cactus.
Oh God,
What?
I love cactus. Cacti.
Yeah, is it cacti?
Yes, it is cacti. But going back to the actual tree, like I like what he does there to get a sample.
Yes, it's called the core sample, which is really cool.
Requires a sample from deep within a tree's core that will allow experts to determine the age of these trees down to the month.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for right there. Here's my sample. You know, we're talking about a 70-year-old cold case here. The smallest bit of evidence like this tree sample that I just took stands in the way between me knowing whether or not Hitler could have flown out of here on a big aircraft. These results could be what makes or breaks the case.
Also, shout out to everybody watching. All 30 of you crazy.
This man-made structure, and you can see where the rock is cut here. There's no other explanation for that except to defend this group of buildings.
Bob Baer and John Sensich review the findings from the team in Misiones, Argentina.
I mean, I'll go out on a limb, and considering what we found, this was a Nazi compound. You've got weapons, bullets, guardhouses, defensible perimeter. It was a Nazi military zone, and it was protecting one person who was very important. Whoever
Adolf
was there
Hitler
didn't feel comfortable wandering around South America. It had to be.
Dempsey says, I'm a dork. I found this. Cacti follows the rules of Latin plural. I can speak, I swear to God. I'm not going to, we're just moving on. While cactuses follows English grammatical rules, the prevalence of one form.
English.
Huh?
English.
English. Shut up, dude. I'm all screwed up now because prevalence of one form over the other can vary depending on the context. Cacti may be more commonly used in scientific settings, while cactuses is also accepted in everyday language. I'd probably use cacti instead of cactuses.
Yeah, usually
English.
like if you work for a newspaper or an online publication, the majority of your editorial guides would say cacti. Go with cacti, not cactuses.
Yeah, I would agree with that one, to be quite frank. So, what's crazy is that in Arizona, where I was born, the saguaro cactus is actually the oldest. They grow to be the oldest and the tallest out of all of them, which is cool. So those are those really big cacti you see in the old westerns. Those are the saguaro cactus.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody really damn important. Problem is, the only thing we have connecting Hitler with this is the stomach medicine.
It's a potential connection.
Most of the medicines are for the stomach problems.
Hitler has a serious ailment, and stockpiles of medicine for that type of problem are found in this building in Misiones.
I think the stomach medicine is important, but it's tenuous. I like the stomach medicine, but it's really.
I'm sure you do like the
speculative.
stomach medicine.
And that's not going to convince me at the end of the.
He's like, I got a thing of Pepto in my drawer right now.
Again, it's so, and this is where like I've noticed this pattern. Like they start off like getting you excited about something, then they have like Tim Kennedy do this like action thing, like it's they find like there's a rock wall there's a there's this cool stuff here, and then
And
they
he
go
takes his
into
shirt off.
these two, and he takes his pants and his shirt off, which is great, and then it goes to
So glad you added to that.
yeah, and then it goes to like these two dudes, these two like older guys sitting there and talking about like things that we have not heard about since the last episode. And it's kind of cool they're bringing that back, like adding to all of the evidence. But like, come on, like we found medicine there to do with like stomach problems. Hitler had a lot of other issues apart from stomach problems.
Oh yeah, at that age, absolutely.
Like there are
But
so many people in the world that have stomach problems, which are not don't have syphilis and all of these other, which he did.
yeah, he definitely had the
Ailments.
syphilis.
Yeah.
But he basically, and again, there's even in today's world, if you have advanced syphilis like he did, there's no cure for that, even in modern medicine.
Yeah.
If you catch syphilis early, there is treatments. Now we're seeing syphilis that is starting to become more resistant to antibiotics because, again,
How do you know that, Ryan?
because I watch medical stuff.
Ew.
There's actually a time when I wanted to be a doctor, ironically. No, well, and that's kind of the argument for certain things over the last 4 years, that when you get a cold, you can get a cold, and then somebody in your house gets sick because of you. Inside their body, it mutates, and then you get sick again, and it's like, well, because it mutated and your body was used to the old version, and then it came full circle again. So it's one reason that but anyway, yeah, no, I think what they're alluding to, and maybe he's alluding personally a little too hard, is that Hitler basically had IBS, which I don't believe was diagnosed.
I think he was more than IBS. I think he had issues with his stomach, as in like stomach ulcers, because he was a massive drug user, and that
Oh,
would
that do it, yeah.
like amphetamines. Where if you've seen some of the footage of him, where he's like constantly like shaking and people.
Yeah, was it
So
the 33 Olympics?
it was a number of Clifton.
Like when he
Yeah,
was
what like was it I'm trying to think, was it meth that they
Yes,
created and said
it's
this
meth,
was the wonder drug, everyone should be taking it?
No, it wasn't meth. It was amphetamines. That's different from methamphetamines. It's two different drugs.
Yeah, there's a molecular difference. So methamphetamine is derived from amphetamine, as I understand it. But they were actually experimenting. Then, of course, the U.S.
Giving
decided
it to the soldiers too.
yes, to see if they could, how far a soldier could actually go on, and basically being high off his mind, and kind of be a super soldier, not feel pain, not need to sleep. Then, of course, the U.S. government, after Operation Paperclip with the CIA, decided to pick that up. That's another documentary we should eventually watch, is Operation Paperclip, because wow, the horrible people we brought over.
Yep. A
So
lot of criminals.
yes, and the U.S. and the Soviets split up the scientists and said, "All right, we'll take this badge, you take that badge, and we'll do stuff." And you get the space race.
Addicted to bath salts. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So no, I would, yeah, I would probably think IBS at minimum, but stomach ulcers probably more commonly, because it just, for him to need that much IBS, you can actually get around without eating gut inflaming foods. But it seems like he had a constant problem, which I would probably leads more towards like stomach ulcers, which
Oh
is
God. I don't want to think about him having diarrhea. No. Oh.
I mean, we've all had diarrhea. We're humans.
You said it, not me.
He also liked asparagus, so
Oh,
there's a lot of smell right there.
okay. Grilled asparagus is pretty good. You don't eat a lot of it. You just eat some. It's kind of nice with like a baked potato and steak. A little grilled asparagus.
Baby asparagus with some chili flakes and some garlic is perfect.
Grilled. I'd try that. That sounds good.
What about ham and hollandaise?
And with butter as well. The butter on top. So
well, yeah, of course, butter. It's like saying you're going to eat a corn on the cob without butter. Like going, no.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This,
Grill. Oh, you wrap it in foil and you grill corn
No.
on the cob.
Oh.
Ugh.
No, I was gonna say wrap it in ham and put some hollandaise sauce on top of it.
What the hell is hollandaise sauce?
Hollandaise is kind of like a mixture of mayo, mustard, aioli. It's I don't really like it. Some people like it with steak.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
definitely try that. My dad definitely wouldn't because he hates mustard.
Oh my
He
god, mustard's
loathes.
best.
I like mustard.
Everything.
So,
Everything.
Hold on, real quick.
basically,
Do you
there's
guys have deviled eggs? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know deviled eggs. Yep.
So good.
Here in Germany, they are known as russische Eier, Russian eggs.
Russische? Really?
Wait. Deviled eggs in Germany are known as Russian eggs?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like that's like a underhanded shot to the ribs there? Like, or does anybody
I
know
don't
the
know.
origin
They're
of
not very big in Russia. I don't know why they would call them
Yeah, well-
Russische eggs.
deviled eggs origin? Italy.
Ew.
So it's all kind of mixed up.
Deviled eggs, also known as stuffed eggs, curried eggs, or dressed eggs, are hard-boiled eggs that have been peeled, cut in half. Yeah, we all know what it is. The dish is popular in Europe, North America, and Australia.
Never had them in Oz. I ate stick insects and ants and other things and worms.
You need to stop. The dish's origin can be seen in recipes for boiled seasoned eggs as far back as ancient Rome, where they were traditionally served as a first course. Wow, yeah, I'll tell you what.
You know what's really good? What both of you would really enjoy is a Scotch egg. And everybody in chat, check out a Scotch egg. Oh my god. That is good stuff.
Scotched with ED or scotch?
It could be Scotch or no, not Scotch to Scotch. SCOTCH. Scott, like from Scotland.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Has
Clifton, you looked that up. Dempsey says it tastes great, but y'all are already on the bathroom part. So, a mixture of egg yolk, melted butter, lemon juice. It's usually seasoned with salt and either white pepper or cayenne pepper. Also, and you need mustard in there. And
That's what we're here for, Dempsey. Welcome to Hunting Hitler.
yeah, y'all are making me hungry. Well, I mean, we do talk about food.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
So a little runny in the middle. I love that.
Oh, it
Hard-
has to be. It has to
hard-
be.
Yeah,
Okay,
hard
well-
boiled. And
well-
is that just the a breading around it?
Well, we'll share it a little bit. Like,
I don't know.
share screen.
I mean, I just pulled up basically Jamie Oliver.
Yeah,
I mean, if
my dad who
Anna, what?
my dad who was gonna watch today's stream, but he wasn't feeling very well, so he usually does. He just doesn't comment, but he makes the best Scotch eggs. Like he's done them, and it took him many tries to actually make them because it's
Jeez,
difficult
girl.
to prepare boros.
Oh yeah, I mean, getting the middle to be runny while the rest of the egg is
Yeah.
hard boiled is not an easy task.
Nope.
Damn commercials. But yeah, bread. Yeah, so and then
Oh, I would
breading
try
out
that.
around.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I would absolutely try that. As somebody who used to eat their eggs over easy, which I still like over easy eggs, that's kind of what it looks like. So it's still this one's a little overcooked in my opinion.
Yeah, it has to be runny in the center when you
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me see if I can find a better picture of somebody.
Yeah,
who-
I mean, I'll eat soft eggs for like
I'll
breakfast.
eat any kind. I'll eat fish eggs.
There it
Eggs are-
is. There it is. Sorry, Anna. Sorry. I've had caviar on sushi. I do like some sushi.
That's
There you
not
go.
caviar. Yeah,
When it
that's
when
a
it when it
nice Scotch egg.
when
Caviar,
it
when you eat on sushi, when you have salmon roe, it's a type, but it's not real caviar, right? Real caviar, the eggs, first of all, are a lot bigger and they are a lot more salty if they're fresh caviar.
so
Salmon roe caviar is okay. No, actually, the fish is dry now, but I'll still show you the fish.
the fish is what? And it's going to the refrigerator. Okay, so Andy says, have had a Scotch egg, prefer burrows. Cut a circle out a slice of bread and crack an egg and fry. Scotch egg is boiled egg covered in ground sausage, bread, and deep fried.
Yeah, I take that.
Isn't it? No, that's not eggs Benedict, is it? Where you cut the circle out of a slice of bread, crack an egg in it, fry it, and then of course you put like
So I actually threw the actual fish out. It's a dried fish, but it has and these are only the bits that you get. So this is from Moscow, Russia. You get like dried fish that you have with your beer or just as a snack. And then you have like a whole fish, which you need to, and it's dry too, but it has those little tiny shriveled eggs in it. And that's what they put on the salmon roe. It's tiny.
okay.
Now, the actual real caviar that you get is bigger, more expensive, and they would definitely not put it on sushi unless you go to like a high-end place. So, anyway, I have a whole bag of fish, dry fish, because again, I'm Russian.
Andy says, I've made salmon roe and caviar working at a cannery.
Yeah, but it's not the same as real caviar.
Are you being a caviar snob right now?
Yes, I am. Real caviar is real caviar. You can taste
Okay,
it.
I have a question. So what makes it dried fish? Is it like literally somebody dried a fish with the bone still intact, or it's just like meat of a fish kind of dried like beef jerky?
So this would be more like beef jerky because they did like took the bits themselves.
Okay, that one I'd eat.
Yeah, but then you have a whole fish which you need to, and it's completely dry. It's dried in salt and over a lot of time, which is a big Scandinavian Slavic thing, which people used to do back in the day when you dry things and you salt them.
So you eat dried fish with bones still intact, but you have a little bit of a problem gutting a fish?
Who said I have a problem gutting a fish? I mean,
Well,
I don't like
I thought you said it. I thought you said
I don't like it.
you catch a fish, like when you throw it back, and I'm like, no, not really. I like when you kill it and gut
Yeah,
it.
no, unless I was like in the apocalypse.
You don't need to be in the.
Oh, Dempsey, take care.
Oh, he's got to go. Damn.
Take care, man.
Take care. Have fun with Ryan.
Yeah.
The other Ryan, not this one. Don't have fun with him.
No, I'm not allowed on that Ryan's channel apparently because Anna goes on it and she's had enough of me on my channels. No, it's good to see you, man. Seriously, not putting up with you. You're a good time. Andy says the Canada salmon roll was packaged in 5-pound tubs and sold for $300 in Japan. The caviar was in 3-pound tubs and sold for $500. This was back in '95. Wow, that's a long time ago. You better put some of that. Again, I'm not gonna. You better put some of that inflation on it for 2024 because wow.
Oh my God, Andy, that is so true. Smoked salmon with cream cheese in a bagel. Oh my God, so good.
I like cream cheese in a bagel, but salmon?
Yeah, that's like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Can you put a little bit of like egg on it or something? That kind of
Yeah,
sounds
of
like
course, you can put whatever you want in it. It's just
I could steer into that.
cream cheese, the cream creme de la creme, cream cheese and smoked salmon.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Or you can make a dip with smoked salmon and put it on potatoes.
Oh yes.
I would try that. That sounds good.
Okay,
Little bit
one
of
thing we
cheese.
can all agree on, going from America to Germany to Russia, we love our potatoes.
Yes.
Yes.
I eat the skin of a baked potato. I have no shame.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put it into a fire and, it
You have a
has all the
campfire and you actually with the charcoal and stuff, it's still hot. You bake the potatoes on it, and then it has this crispy flavor. So good.
I think we're all hungry. Tim
Yeah,
says, I
kind of.
stuffed and followed everyone on Twatter. Appreciate that, dude. Andy Pickle says, smoked salmon is a godly flavor. I, I'm one of the only ones out of my family that actually likes fish, or at least immediate family. Yeah, my mom used to be like going, "Oh my God," like going, she's like, you eat like alligator and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, that's like, yeah, I like tuna. A little bit of mayonnaise in there, a little bit of
I like
anyway.
shark.
I've never tried shark. I don't know if I could do it.
It's good, really.
Do y'all have to barbecue it or something? Y'all got to barbecue it.
I don't think we should eat sharks. They're an endangered species, and they don't. No.
Well, I would mostly agree. Certain sharks are definitely endangered.
No, all sharks are, Ryan.
I don't think the bull shark is.
No, the great white is as well.
No, the great white it absolutely is. Don't eat great white sharks.
Oh no, good luck catching one. Very
Don't-
rare.
I've seen videos too. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Jason.
Hey, Jace. I mean, as far as I know, it was like a shark farm that they had. So
No, that's animal cruelty. There's no shark farms. No. No.
okay.
We don't have shark farms. We don't have any kind of farm. No.
Well,
fish are okay. Sharks, no.
well, I'll say this: I'm not going to eat sharks, so we're not in danger
Good.
of that.
Thank you. You can eat jellyfish instead.
I'm not going to. Well, you don't want to eat jellyfish. You can eat squid.
I've had jellyfish. Not tasty.
You haven't had squid?
Of course, everybody eats squid. Squid rings, squid this, squid in Japanese cuisine, squid everywhere.
Paella?
I don't think everybody's had squid.
Chorizo with chorizo and squid. Oh god,
yes. It's chorizo.
Well, I say chorizo.
Well, you're saying it wrong.
Well, I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. Oh, it's good to see you too.
Yeah, no, appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Andy says we don't get fresh seafood being inland. If you can get halibut cheeks, halibut are humongous. Yes, they are. The cheeks are cut into steaks, and ear bones are ivory. I didn't know that.
Halibut is so good.
I mean, I'm fine with sunfish and bluegills and just having a fish fry.
You have to be careful the amount of seafood you eat, though, because apparently due to human beings, there's mercury in the water.
Yeah, that's true, Andy. It is.
Yes,
what they say.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Also, shark cartilage is actually something that has been found to fuse well with human bones for bone grafts. But let's not kill sharks. Okay, we got to get back to this. We went so off base. Holy cow. Everybody's hungry.
Today, I want something more.
Let's not forget that within 50 miles, there are several small towns. From my perspective, that's the next logical place to take this investigation, is to find out whether or not there are people still alive or people alive that have been told from others what was going on at this location.
I'd be shocked if people in that area didn't know something about this compound. someone is going to have something to say. It's going to add another piece that may put us closer to putting Hitler here.
Sounds like a plan.
I like how they say assets. Tim Kennedy, U.S. Army Special Forces, Gerard Williams, investigative journalist. Have we seen Gerard this whole entire episode?
I think for one moment he said something about he's very upset that people don't talk.
Yeah. Okay, so Andy says pretty much only catfish around here. Got to be careful because catfish are a little bit of a bottom feed. Well, they're definitely a bottom feeder. Clifton says if it's done good, doesn't taste like mud. Love catfish. That's true.
Yeah.
So again, shout out to the fact that man, this is why Twitter or Twix, whatever you want to call it, is coming to television platforms, because the amount of viewers I get on Twitter is astronomical. Shout out to all 20. Well, that number doesn't make sense. Also, shout out to whoever's watching on Twitch. Thought my Twitch was dead. This is for everybody who's watching. Appreciate y'all. Seriously. Catfish is very fishy. Trout is much a much cleaner taste. Yes, it is, because trout is found in just say a lot fresher water. You can find trout in very high rapid rivers, including the Colorado River and stuff like that. That's why bears eat them. You won't find a bear really going after a catfish. So, and have you ever had catfish?
No, and I'm not going to. And they're too cute. I had catfish as pets.
Get catfish as pets?
Mm-hmm.
They get like.
I know, but you can get the mini ones for your aquarium, and they're so cute with their little whiskers.
We had bull cats. They don't get much bigger than this.
Yeah. Have you seen the ones in the I'm kind of like I had a fallout. The ones in Ukraine, in near Chernobyl, they have ones that are like the size of a dinosaur, like a small dinosaur. They're huge.
Oh yeah. I mean, there are even some in the ocean that get humongous.
Yeah. I like them. I think they're cute, especially with their mouth go the whiskers.
Wasn't it that tomboy girl on Twitter?
Yeah,
who
she
was
catches
being attacked.
catfish in
Yeah,
the south. Yeah,
noodling, right?
noodling. Yep.
Those things were pretty big too.
It's basically where you take your hand, you stick it underneath a little bit of a shelf where the catfish will actually latch on thinking it's food, and then you grab it and you pull it out.
Stupid.
From what I understand, what doesn't hurt the animal. From what I understand too, she puts it back. So
Mm-hmm.
she
Like,
pulled
weren't
a
they
big
tagging
one.
it and keeping track of the fish?
Well, we definitely tag animals in the U.S. To keep track of them, especially when it comes to endangered species.
Not
So
less, but yeah, catfish are cute. Don't eat them.
also they're rarely prepared right, so don't eat them.
Mm-hmm.
They taste like a bottom feeder because they are.
Yep.
Let's walk across and talk to that guy right there.
Tim
Yeah, like,
Kennedy makes
we're
his
just
way
gonna go
through
to
the
a
small
random person.
towns that make up the
Hi,
Messiah's
Ariel.
province. 50
Hi,
miles
Ariel.
from a Nazi militarized compound in the jungle.
Hey, pardon.
You missed Tim Kennedy doing a striptease for Anna.
Oh yeah, you did.
So we'll have to find somebody to talk to.
This whole part,
Tim
what is
is
going
joined
on,
by
is just
world-renowned
so
investigative
strange
journalist.
to me. They're walking through town and just it seems like, I'm sure that they had people, where they already knew they might know some information or something like that. So, but it just seems like from the way they edited it that they just stopped random people on the street like, hey, do you know anything about Nazis?
I mean, there's two ways to do it. You either set something up, so you ask the person beforehand, like, we're going to be interviewing you about this. Do you have a problem being on camera? Or you do it on camera and then you edit it and ask the person after. And it seems like there's bits there that are missing. It didn't seem like it fit.
Yeah. But I mean, if that was what they were doing, basically just going up to random people, like we said this at the beginning, like, it doesn't make sense. Go where you can definitely find information. I said saloon, you said the bar, you know. It's like, yeah, you're going to have people there that are going to talk.
Oh yeah.
Clifton dance.
Then you stop the music?
What was I did not think you were going to do that.
What?
Wow. Okay.
We're doing great, Ariel. How are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, so of course, this is a docu-series.
Docu-series. Drama docu-series.
That's what a docu-series is.
No, it doesn't have to be a drama.
I don't know. Everyone I've ever watched is always kind of a drama. Even crime dramas. When they're docu-series, they're kind of
Look at him go.
Gerard
He's like totally like, yo, look at me. What's up? I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm the boss.
Is that how you imagine him walking up to you?
I'm never gonna meet the guy, and if I do, I don't care. I'll just be like,
She's like, I just like watching him with his shirt off. Other than that, I don't care.
Williams and a local translator.
To try and track down the escape of Adolf Hitler 70 years after it happened is going to be difficult for anybody.
I'm trying to find German families that lived in this area for a really, really long time.
No. Okay. Why not?
Thank you.
To think that he escaped and we are still being lied to 70 years on makes me very, very angry, and always will do.
So we follow as many leads as we can.
Don't be
Every
angry,
single
Gerard.
thing that we come up against.
We're trying to find if there's any rich German families.
Oh, está muy bien. No quiere hablar.
You don't want to talk?
The ones that look like they know something are the guys that never want to talk.
Yeah.
And there's a reoccurring theme here. Everywhere.
I'm sorry. I would not want to talk to a bunch of if it was just Tim, fine. But all these three guys walking around town with like, oh, do you want to talk about not? No, I'd be like, no. Who are you? And why do you have a cameraman sitting in the bushes trying to film me? Like, am I trying to get like pranked or something? Punked? Nope.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's you could probably try to find again a local historian in said small town who maybe might know the set of history of the area, and it's just weird to walk from place to place unless there is no local historian. Then you'd have to walk from place to place or contact a local newspaper if there is one. You'd assume there's a local newspaper, maybe a local TV station. These are poor people, but they still probably have maybe at least a couple TVs in the whole entire town.
Yep.
Just my opinion.
Power of the Nazi idea still exists here. People are still tight-lipped, closed-mouthed about anything associated
And I
with the
think
Nazis.
that's kind of the reason they did do that is to say that line.
Probably. Also, at the same time, you're a bunch of white dudes walking around. No offense. I mean, Tim looks like an American. Gerard could pass for an American until he opens his mouth. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, he's not an American, but he's from the other side of the pond. It's like, y'all stand out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's like all of us, the three of us would stand out.
Oh, absolutely.
We were doing the same things they were doing.
Especially Clifton.
The only difference would be is that I would research it beforehand and actually find proper people to speak to, not walk around like an idiot around town. I'd let you two do it, but
Oh, you'd let us walk around like idiots?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd go get my hair cut in the salon.
yeah, I just go to the bar and talk to some locals. Ryan, you can walk around by yourself, harassing pedestrians. Brilliant.
I definitely wear this hat too, so everybody knew I stood. I'd be like, going, "Oh, no, an American, American." Probably be people begging me for money. It's really sad in an American dollar how far it would go in a country like that.
Why? No, that's racist. You can't
It's
say
not
that.
racist. It's an economical fact.
No,
They're not that bad off.
Buenas tardes.
Pretty bad,
Buenas
dude.
tardes, chicos. My
Pretty
friend and
bad.
I are trying to find families here in the area, specifically German families that have lived here a long time.
Poco peligroso hablar en este lugar.
Okay, he says it could be a little dangerous actually to talk about it in this area.
It's true.
Es un lugar donde hay muchos
Got one on my
alemanes.
shoulder too. You can't see it, but
Muchos nazis
After the war or before the war?
después de la guerra.
No, wait, it's after the war.
After the war.
Hay una persona de acá.
what the hell? Andy Pickles said, I wore my ropers in the UK, so I think I blended in. Ropers?
In the UK, there is no way you cannot blend in. It's so diverse to the point where it doesn't matter anymore. Like that you cannot not blend in. It probably depends more on the way you're dressed.
I get the reference now. Roper. Okay. I've never heard someone
like
called
yeah,
roper.
like there's so many Americans going around, so many South Africans, Australians, people from the Indians, Chinese, Koreans, Japanese. Like it doesn't, unless you went to a specific neighborhood and everybody was wearing their tracksuits and you were wearing, like, I don't know, a Chanel handbag, then you would stand out. Then there would be a problem and you would probably get mugged.
Where I come from, we just call them shit kickers.
Okay.
See, and I have people when I lived in the States that, would go shopping in hair curlers, pink fluffy slippers, and nightgown.
We call those weirdos.
I mean, we have people like that in the UK as well.
Yeah, shit kickers, clod stompers. Yep, clod stompers. I've heard that too. Yeah. The reason they're called, at least here, called shit kickers is because when you're actually doing the farm life, you're wading through legitimate shit. So,
yep.
Which Anna loves horses.
Yeah, but like we don't have cowboy boots. You have your normal horse, like up to your knee kind of boots.
You got riding boots on. Those are fancy. Those are for those fancy.
No, but you got your Wellingtons as well when you clean the stables. You put on your rubber Wellingtons.
Oh, like wading boots?
Yeah, like if you go into a river.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which a lot of people in the US in modern day just wear those because they're easy to clean.
Yeah. No, never. Mm-mm.
Never?
It's not the 19th century. No.
Cada 3 kilómetros que le puede dar una información.
Okay, he tells us that there are actually one person who could help us out.
Es Aníbal Silvero.
Okay, he's called Aníbal Silvero. He's from here, yeah, and he knows a lot of what happened about Nazis.
It's obvious. The city holds a seriously dark secret. There are many, many German families here that are hiding something. But you only do that for one reason. Because they're still scared. There is still a huge amount more to be discovered in Misiones. And that's what we're going to do. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
I'm sorry.
Ariel's very white, very right.
Okay.
Nice.
Sorry. You know how when you blow your nose, it kind of throws your ears off because it's like
Yeah, it
allergies.
kind of like impedes your speech abilities to.
Yeah, well, it's an equilibrium thing.
Okay, well,
Yeah, no, you'll lose a tennis shoe in there. Don't do it. He says, "Well, I'm Irish."
yep,
Good Lord.
yeah.
To the show.
We're a long way from a main road, Tim.
Yeah.
I need to
In the
move on.
outskirts of Misiones, Argentina, Tim Kennedy and Gerard Williams prepare to make contact with a local man who is rumored to have information about Nazi activities in the area.
Honestly, I'm not totally comfortable meeting someone we haven't vetted.
On a dirt road in the middle of the forest in Argentina.
After we've been walking around town asking about Nazis.
Their contact is requested to meet the team at night due to the sensitivity of his information.
I got your back. Hola, señor.
Hola.
Hola, hola.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Gerardo. Why are we here?
Es un tema apasionante que nos convoca. Es algo que en Misiones en mucho tiempo se habla de los alemanes que han venido aquí.
Why here, out in the forest, in the middle of nowhere?
Es una tierra que albergó durante finales de los años 40 y principios de 50 en adelante a muchos inmigrantes alemanes que venían desde Europa buscando refugio. Y tengo algo muy asombroso que mostrarle.
¿Es cerca de acá o no?
Es cerca de acá.
It's really close. He said you need to come and see it.
So everybody got their flashlights?
Yes.
That doesn't count. That's a phone.
What the hell is this? In the middle of the forest. That's amazing.
It's a big ass house.
What is this place?
En este lugar vivía la familia Bremer.
This is the house of the Bremer family.
The house was built in the 40s, and this was the most wealthy family in the area.
Pero que hacía reuniones donde venía.
They are in Argentina.
Argentina. Yes. So there's two teams, right? There's my favorite team, which is in South America. And then there's my least favorite team, which goes around Europe and usually just goes from like Spain to Denmark to Germany. Yeah.
Yes, Bremer, very German.
Mm-hmm.
Literally a name of a town.
It is.
City.
Bremenski muzykanty. Oh, no, that's a different one.
No, that's the right one.
I thought it was Bremen.
Well, Brema is basically the people that live there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Andy says, my great grandmother came from Bremerhaven. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I love Germany. It was a lot of fun living there. Sad to see it state now. Of course, I'm not going to really throw too many stones since the U.S. is kind of suffering the same fate. But no, it was so awesome living in Germany. So close to a castle. You know what? One of these days on this show, I should actually pull up photos of my time in Germany that I took, and you could get, for those who've never been there, could actually see it. It's pretty awesome.
Heidelberg is one of the most beautiful cities in Germany.
yeah. Europe does have a lot of interesting cities, but going back to what Ariel's saying, Mossad and a whole bunch of that, I think that's what we were talking about before, back in the day. And I think even today, they haven't really, it's more like cold cases because most of these folks are probably dead by now. But the American intelligence, the Soviet intelligence, the Israeli intelligence were all working together to find these guys, and they did bring quite a few of them to justice. And this is one thing I think this guy was probably like Osama bin Laden, top of the freaking list. So they would have put a lot of effort into finding him. And that's just why I don't really believe that he escaped. I think they would have found him.
Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Took us a long time to find Osama bin Laden. Just gonna say that, and they dumped his body in the sea. Like I have issues with that story, just for the record.
Okay, well, this is not a conspiracy theory show.
No, it's a speculational show, though.
Yes, speculation is fine, but we also look at the facts and the evidence.
Also, just for the record, the CIA invented the term conspiracy theory. That's actually true. That's very factual. It was on a document from the CIA to coin conspiracy theorists about the JFK assassination, I believe.
Yes. Okay, we all know about that. Yes.
Being so dismissed on my own show.
Alemanes y que además muchas pertenencias que eran de los alemanes y entre esos figuras de esvásticas.
This family had meetings here in this house under a Nazi flag. Rumors actually say that they also were hiling before going in.
They were hiling. Okay.
Is it safe to go inside?
Yeah,
Can we
okay,
go walk
hiling.
around?
Sorry.
¿Es posible entrar
You
en la
meant
casa?
hiding.
Miremosla por dentro.
No, Sig Heil.
Yeah, hile. Yeah. I don't know, Andy. I wasn't there, unfortunately.
What the hell?
The Soviets always said that, yeah, they had a skull.
Gerard, the tile in here?
Yeah.
Knowing the Russians like to
I've seen it before.
display dead people for everybody to see, I think if they actually had his skull, then they would put it on display or something, or give it to some university or some other thing. So yeah, that's strange to me.
We find out a little bit later that that Stalin was a little bit more forthcoming about the skull later on with our former president. Ariel says you seem to know that phrase way too well, Brian. Yes, because it's basically been glorified throughout cinema. I mean, Sieg Heil. I mean, all it means is hail victory. It doesn't actually mean anything sinister. It's just used by a sinister group.
Yeah, and they said that long before the Nazis.
Yeah. It's also kind of like the swastika was for thousands of years before these losers. It was actually a symbol of hope. You can actually see Hindu people.
Yeah.
So I did do actually a video on that year and a half ago. So it's one reason that I wasn't afraid to do this because I did that video and it got pretty good reception, and YouTube didn't have a problem with it from a historical context.
Where? In a military compound off the Paraná River.
The same style, Tim? Same color? What?
The pattern, the layout. They either had the same designer, the same architect, the same supplier, or all of the above.
Oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? Like, you're in the same area, in the same building, uses the same time. Like, okay, I have seen your doors, gentlemen. Your doors are the same style as my door. We all live in different countries. there are certain things that when you have the 6 square thing with the 2 on, and then that is the normal style of European and American door making. That is like the standard.
True.
Same thing with tiles. Maybe it was the standard back then to have all these tiles all over the world.
True.
But they're not even all over the world. That's the same country.
But we don't know that. Did they go and actually look at the tiles? The manufacturer show us evidence that these tiles were commonly used in all of South America? No.
I'm gonna push back a little bit, because we're all part of the Western culture, but I've seen your guys' light sockets.
It's not the same as I've seen. Okay, I have tiles in my my main bathroom that are exactly the same as some chicks in Los Angeles. Like exactly the same.
Most likely, yes.
It's tiles, and it's in the same country, and they don't even show us the tiles. It's all ruined.
Well, the reason of this being kind of significant is both locations are in the depths of the Argentinian forest, and
Which
they're
negates the fact that they're both locations next to each other and they have the same tiles. Okay, so
the ceramic tiles are fancy, and they're from Germany.
well, actually, porcelain tiles are better, but yeah.
Okay, well, I don't think they had as much available, the ceramic tiles were coveted at this time is kind of the point.
So what
And
you're saying is 2 locations are linked to each other, even though we know this because we already on the map see that they're all linked.
no, I'm not saying they're linked. I'm saying it's very interesting.
But on the map, they go from one house to the other, and they show it as a
Oh no, we're not at
compound.
Misiones anymore. We're in a small town across the river of Misiones, because there was only 2 towns.
Yeah, but
It-
it's still in the vicinity of
It's in the
that. Like,
vicinity.
it's not like 500, 600 miles away.
No, but it proves the fact that that similar ceramics had to be brought in through somewhere of a port, and there's a link,
Mm-hmm.
especially to a compound in the middle of the jungle.
Okay.
And this house is off the beaten path.
Yeah, okay. You proved my point kind of though.
Okay, I mean, agree to disagree. Nothing wrong with that.
I agree with you. It was brought in. It was in the vicinity of like the town and this compound, and whoever worked on both probably did work on both.
I would agree. Yeah, they brought all the ceramics with them in that submarine.
Oh yeah, definitely. Stored them
So,
in yeah. There was so much space in that submarine.
in Texas, even in Texas, our clam mud are reddish brown. That's true. It's because it's closer to South America, which that's a very very down the road conversation. But okay.
Why is this house derelict? Where did the Bremers go?
Hay una historia muy desconocida alrededor de la familia porque de la noche a la mañana desaparecieron.
Could this house be a safe house? Could this simply be a place where intelligence is gathered? We don't really know at this stage. Can you ask Annabelle, we need names for people that we can go and talk to. Can he supply us with any?
Les recomiendo hablar con... Aquí en esta ciudad hay una señora Adela Gering.
Göring, the grandniece of Hermann Göring.
Hermann Göring, the head of the Luftwaffe, his great niece is living in Misiones.
Coincidences like this don't exist.
It's not a coincidence, how can it be?
No.
Göring obviously rings immediate.
Been in a lot of farmhouses. that ceramic tile is for the time period is expensive. Now, of course, farmhouses in modern time have ceramics and stuff like that, but it's not like then, not like 70 years ago or 80 years ago for our
Yeah, we had everybody in Russia had in the Soviet Union. In Moscow had ceramic tiles. In St. Petersburg, people had ceramic tiles. Even I think if you go back to Berlin in the 40s, people had ceramic tiles.
yes, but not farmhouses. Like
No, of
your
course, no farmhouses. Yeah, no.
yeah, your local farmer in the 40s is not going to have ceramic
No,
tiles in his bathroom.
no.
They're going to be lucky to have a bathroom.
Yeah, you'd have an outhouse, and then you just
Yep.
have like a tin tub, which you'd fill up with boiled water to wash. Yeah.
Clifton, you're being very quiet. Clifton's like he's like, I want to go to bed.
No, I agree. So, yeah, I don't have much to add right now. So,
Also, again, shout out to everybody watching. Holy cow.
Thank
So
you.
awesome. Thank
yeah,
you, Twitter, for stepping it up on the broadcasting. I can't wait for it to come to television. I'm not going to watch it on my TV. Well, I might. I don't know. We'll see. If it helps my friends better than YouTube, I'll probably watch it on my TV.
Bells to anybody who's studied the Third Reich. Goering is a founder member of the Nazi Party, and in the event of Hitler's death, it was Goering who was to become Führer. To find a relative of that man living in Argentina in Misiones is amazing.
You have to talk to her.
Yep, completely. This is what happens when you dig in really deeply. We could be on the verge of finally finding the truth.
Next time on Hunting Hitler.
Holy this just got real.
Where did Margarita find all this?
Hidden behind a wall.
Behind a wall. Why? What are they trying to hide?
Dijo, la policía están buscando a Hitler allá por las chacras.
The aircraft crashed in the middle of the bay.
Look at the damage on that, Mike.
Él conoció a este Bormann, ¿viste?
Bormann?
Bormann.
Martin Bormann is meant to be dead.
Es la foto de Adolf Hitler en Misiones.
It's the smoking gun I'd spent the last 12 years of my life looking for.
I think next episode does look very interesting. Interviewing, interviewing his great niece, Goering's. Yeah,
it's a weird place for her to pop up.
Mm-hmm. By the way, do you recognize this place?
Yes.
Yeah, I that's what I thought
do.
as well. Actually, I thought Goring's found the mother. They all did the same thing that Adolf and Ava did. So this is quite interesting.
I'm probably risking shit. I don't care at this point.
No, please do care.
What do you mean, please do care?
Don't risk anything.
I was just going to show a picture from my time in Heidelberg, because that's the Heidelberg Castle.
Oh, what are you risking? What are you doing there? Oh, good lord.
Well, no, I mean it's just.
I thought you were going to say something controversial or something.
No, I'm not going to say anything controversial. It's just going to reveal, which I already have, and so it doesn't really matter. Where's it at?
But yeah, Goring's daughter and all of his kids were supposed to have the same fate as Mustache Man. So I don't know when.
Do I not have one on?
He's
really?
bathing in the foundation naked.
What?
I mean, are you going to show us Tim Kennedy bathing naked?
Why would I show you Tim Kennedy bathing naked?
Because you want to make everybody happy.
Oh, Ariel's talking. I'm like, what the hell? You can't necessarily tell, but I need to zoom in on the photo. Wow, I look so young. This is actually me sitting in the courtyard of Heidelberg Castle. I'm obviously in the middle, by the way.
Oh.
I was not like 19.
Oh my god, look at you look so
Different, goofy. Stop sharing.
Yeah, stop sharing all your photos. But no, you look very so when was this? 2000 and what, 5?
2005.
Yeah.
Got a picture of me.
Yeah, I mean, we all wore stuff like that back then. Sometimes I look at some of my photos, I was like, how the hell? Nope.
What do you mean? What's it with the backwards cap? That's how you did it back
That
then.
was a big thing
Yeah.
back then. Yeah.
I still wear some caps backwards, to be honest. I'm waiting to see Ryan go into rap. No, I'm not
Those
going in. That's
baggy
not.
jeans. Oh my god, those baggy jeans, and like not like later, when like rappers started wearing them like underneath their actual kneecaps, but like people who listen to like Slipknot and stuff and have like those baggy jeans and the cap backwards and like dreads. God, what a weird time. Ah, hello, soldier.
Yeah, that was so it's my days in the military. Also, for anybody who didn't, I know I said something about it earlier. Anybody who didn't see my wrestling stuff,
Oh, here we go. It's Ryan. Ryan promotional stream.
no, well, no. Somebody said something about the fact, like,
Right, Ariel? So true.
there I was wrestling.
Yep.
So, good times.
I can see that guy's butt.
Wait, well, yeah, because he's wearing tights.
No, but I can see his butt, like actual butt cheek. It's not cool.
You've watched wrestling, right?
No, I'm more of an MMA person and like a UFC person.
Wait, so you went nuts over? I'm not going to say it, over Tim's crotchal area where there was a little bit of protrusion, and you got issues with butt cheeks.
What? I was looking at the torso.
That's really move your head. What's the shot right there? Move your head.
No, I'm not gonna move my head. No, but everybody, yes, Tim Kennedy is great. Check him out.
And yes, on all his social media platforms. Where were your eyes, Ryan? On my opponent, looking at him because he was on one knee because I knocked him
I
down.
don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know what that means. So speaking of, I don't know what that means. Well, we're going to start with Anna. Thank you for being here. This is fun.
Thank you for making us have fun, and thank you first of all to everybody in chat. You're amazing. Couldn't do it without you. I was like kind of like drawing like D's and things. Like we have different ways of doing D's in Russian, and I didn't make many notes. I only made like a few for this episode. Wasn't my favorite, again, apart from those 10 seconds. Can't wait for the next one. And I am currently taking a break from X, so you can find me on Discord, Anna's Gameland, and on YouTube, Anna's Gameland, and then tomorrow with Clifton on Insert Culture, where we'll be talking about a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ryan again on hunting Tim's underwear.
Really just leaning into that, aren't you?
Yep.
Ariel says, but you just gave a description of someone's crotch during an MMA UFC match.
Yeah, that is true. I did not say that, by the way. I just said UFC, MMA. You talked about, so I don't know what you're watching, but
And it just lean slightly this direction. Just lean a little bit.
No.
Beak says, great show. Appreciate that, Beak. Jason's laughing, as he should be. And of course, lastly and certainly not least, Mr. Clifton 3D.
Yeah. Also, thank you to everyone stopping by. It's always great to see people here talking, interacting. That's the best part of the show, actually, is interacting with you and having fun. So, yeah, I tomorrow, Insert Culture, 5 p.m. Central. I've started a new channel. You can find it right here at Clifton 3D's Clips. There's gonna be a video up, like a short clip that I've made, or some editing that I've done, or something like that, just to be fun. I was convinced to do that. So yeah, nothing major, just something fun. Go, and then yeah, hopefully Friday night Rumble next Friday, and back here.
Yes, and lastly and certainly the least, tomorrow night we're doing House of the Dragon season 1, episode number 5, if I remember correctly. Should be good to go for that. So, and again, yeah, we're going to be revamping some things for FNR, and next weekend. It might be next weekend. I'm on a stream on Saturday. I'll let everybody know. I'm not going to talk about that one. And again, yeah, next Sunday, hunting the mustache man. With that being said, thank you everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome, seriously. And thank you to the awesome panel. And we'll definitely see you guys next time.
Спасибо. Доброй
Take
ночи.
care.